Hi, the Elf Boy Vinci. Care to spend time with me? Sorry for late introductions. We are this is first ever long time podcast. Sakura is still setting up. Apologies for at least the wait. This will be also put up on the YouTubes. Let's see. Hi, Aiden. Oh shit. No. Ugh, damn it, chair. Oh, now. Oh, this is bad. Oh, chair. What the fuck? Sorry. Everything wants to decide to go wrong. Hi, Lily.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I started flying. You see,
I noticed. I can see through the screen.
I'm what they call a levitatio.
A levitatiar.
Can levitate. Yes, I can levitate with nothing more than my Johnson.
God fucking damn it! Again with your dick. Every goddamn time.
Yeah, that's the
it's
point.
not even a podcast without you involving your dick. Actually, you know what? That would be actually a travesty if it wasn't involving your dick.
How dare you?
Why? I'm just saying.
How
Also, this chair is
dare
stupid.
you? 5 advanced controls. What does that mean? What happens when I do this? Allow untrusted URLs. Yeah, I would love that.
God damn it! I'm switching scenes, so whenever you get over here, you gotta go a long way.
Okay.
Yeah, I've already pressed start.
Allow avatar cloning. Not pressing that again.
You still regretted the last time.
Advanced. I have never stopped. I live in a state of constant regret.
Anyways, hello
All
everyone.
of my okay. So I'm just gonna be floating because I didn't adjust the base stations to the way that they.
It's fine. You can Sakura go around. You can just go around. There's doors. Oh, there he goes. Well,
Doors don't apply to me.
Sakura. God damn it. There's no
Doors
such thing as
never apply to me.
You're just floating. Apologies for those on the you're just supposed to listen side of the podcast. We're fucking around the pilot. This is the pilot episode basically. So
You didn't tell me you had a license to fly.
technically Straw does. So I could just copy and paste that and then I just write my name over it with duct tape.
Vincent, no, you can't do that.
What? We're gonna get married. It's fine. It's anyway.
I still don't think that works.
It's fine. It's fine. Anyways, how's it? I hope everyone's at least doing well today. Right now, it is the March of the 2nd, the year 2022. Sakura's boxing his chair apparently. Yeah, honestly, there doesn't even need to be visual context. It's just Sakura fighting in his chair while we're doing the VR chat side. I hope everyone at least likes the little setup for the podcast that we're gonna at least do bi-weekly. We're doing it every 2 weeks, so it gives us time to at least look up some information, find some interesting topics. Vincent. Fuck that chair. Wow, what did I do? I swear I didn't fuck anything. It's my birthday.
Don't lie to them.
Oh shit, apparently today is Lily's birthday. Hello, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy being birthed on the day we do a podcast. I hope you have a good birthday. Happy birthday, Luke.
And if you don't, we'll make a potato out of you.
I'll make a potato out of Lily. But, yeah, so...
It's simple. You just got a potato. It's fine, but...
I don't think that's how that works. You know what? Yeah.
Is it not?
I don't know.
Has it never been?
Probably.
Ooh. I can see my house from here.
I'm just making sure everything else is good. I'll at least have to rip this from the Twitch side and just copy and paste it over to the YouTube side. But for those that are curious, for at least the YouTube side, my name is VincentheartSN, the Wandering Elf, here to provide positive vibes and good times. With me is my co-host, Sakura. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, you see, I am SakuraAfro, also known as Justice. You may know me from nowhere, and if you do, that is an imposter, because I am nowhere at all and everywhere all at the same time. I do bad things.
So
that's all you really need to know about me.
Oh my god.
I'm just a monster.
I don't know about being the monster part, but shit. What have you? So, what have you? Yeah, so this is literally the pilot episode 1. For anyone that wants to give feedback on it, either during or after, there is a new command where you do !feedback. Any opinions will be appreciated. We just wanted to at least start this out, and if it gets good reception, this will be a continuous thing. But so far, I'd rather at least enjoy something chill and relaxing, and something that will develop as we grow. We already at least have new reactive PNGs in the works, thanks to the lovely TacicturnRaptor. He's a homie. And yeah, Sakura, what is your experience with podcast?
Well, on the very lowest of the down, I think I have seen it so many times from other people, usually on YouTube. I don't really pay as much attention myself. Oh dear. My vision decided to die for a second. But I don't really pay too much attention myself when it comes down to podcasts that happen live, because usually they'll go on for like 10 hours talking about a series of topics that are more like relevant to people that are out in the world, talking about, the way that it is currently, and that doesn't really pertain to me. So I just, usually it's the YouTube ones, people just talking about life, and then occasionally, I think the only time that I really focused on podcasts were two instances. One was the Yogcast, when Minecraft was still a new, beautiful creature to be explored, and not the dead carcass that keeps getting punched over and over again to do a new trick whenever people get bored of it. Just like, make another update, and I swear if this update doesn't have glow physics, we'll slap the entire team of Mojang. We'll just backhand you.
Oh my god.
We'll go to the Microsoft store. We know where it is. But outside of that, I would say that the other time was Cow Chop, when they were doing podcasts, and they were still a YouTube channel. It was definitely them, because I appreciate not only like their the choices in which they like did their little podcast, but also just the topics that they discussed were interesting to me, so I just kept watching.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like my only experience with. Other than that, I think that I've just been unofficially podcasting whenever I am in a conversation with you or anyone else in particular, and I'm not like doing what people want, which is play the game that they clicked onto my channel to watch. Either because I broke the game or whatever the case may be.
A normal? It's a normal.
Yeah, basically. If I didn't break it, it's not normal. It's never been.
It's like, this isn't right. This isn't the content we come in for. What the fuck is that?
We came exclusively to see you hurt something or yourself. If you're not doing one or the other, why are we here?
Normally, every time, even in fucking Resident Evil. Remember the Resident Evil bullshit? It always ends up being us than anything. All of it.
I don't want to remember all of it. I never want to remember all of it.
Repressed memories. Repressed memory.
Repressed emotions.
Repressed emotion. It's not even emotional damage. It's repressed emotion.
Can't be damaged if I repressed it.
God damn it. But, yeah, so, like, and, you know, I feel personally that, Sakura is very, like, the more common, God damn it, the more likely person I would at least have an easier time conversing for at least either 3 to 4 hours about random bullshit. And also, once again, thank you everyone for at least being here in the live side of things. It's very cool. And as for my interactions with podcasts, I have done officially 2 before we started this one. There is one called To Be Announced, which was basically what this is going to become, where we speak whatever the fuck we want, we find subjects, and we just throw it. We basically even made our own Discord server to just throw random bullshit that we at least have ideas to talk about. It was basically just that. But it had a group of 4 to 5 people, and it got to the point where no one wanted to at least no one wanted to do anything with it. And I was like, oh, well, fuck it. So that ended up being dropped, and I just did YouTube streaming. Everyone's favorite YouTube streaming. Fuck.
It's so good. I'm gonna do it when Twitch finally catches on to the fact that I hate them.
The boxing match of the century, SakuraAfro versus Twitch in a boxing ring. You see a man with a big ass afro. I have nothing to lose. Come at me, Twitch.
Not a single thing. I've said it before. I'm like, if Twitch ever, for any stupid reason, bans this channel, because I don't do anything on it to get banned. So if they ban it, there's a purpose behind it, and they're just being petty. I'm going all the way to Steam streaming. I'm gonna stream directly on Steam.
I mean, this
like, you know what? Here I am now.
Apparently, there's people that usually stream on that, but it seems so finicky.
Yeah. Oh, it absolutely is. It's the worst place to stream on. But that's besides the point.
God damn it.
Look, they can make a stable-ish platform, but when you have to update your platform literally every 3 seconds in the same day, yeah, I don't know how you get like a streaming platform going. Those same people that are streaming just like, you have an update. What? Oh, I just updated. You have another update. We decided to change
the color coding on that.
We changed. No, I don't know how they're changing anymore. I kid you not. I saw one update, and it was just a list of things that, like, I would think, you know, like the change logs they usually have for like when they do testing.
Yeah.
It's basically that. There's no additions. They didn't update
There's no
the shop.
ands, ifs, or buts. It's just oh, we forgot to this.
We decided that, you know, right now, right this very moment, you need an update. You wanted it. We know you wanted it. We heard it in your mind. We're tapped in. Every time you go into the Steam page, we're listening. You don't know it, but we just tapped into your microphone. Everybody has a microphone, don't they?
They fucking DOS it. And just be like, oh, this is ours now. Oh, and now I fucked with my chair.
Look, I mean, if they're bold enough to straight up say to Nintendo, your Switch is funny, but our Steam Deck is much better, then they can do whatever they want and try and get away with it. That's all I'm saying. And yet they still can't make a trilogy to any of their games. I don't understand. How is it that you can make a new console, but you can't make a third installment of one of your games? Just one! Just one!
Because apparently...
You can't make one!
Apparently it's just go fuck yourself levels, in all honesty. Realistically,
really?
they just want your money.
I feel like the...
Oh, God.
I feel like that Gabe dude, I feel like at this point in time, the only reason why he doesn't make a 3 to any of his games, like there's no Valve-related game that has a 3, is either a superstition, right? That it's going to be hot garbage, which usually some trilogies are. There's like special excuses to that equation, but usually a third installment of your game is what kills it, either because you didn't learn from the second one that you made that people didn't like, like, or it's just hot garbage all on its own. The first, great, but the third one's awful. Whatever the case may be, it's usually what kills the game.
Yeah.
Unless you're any of those other games that come out. If you're not a sports game that comes out literally all the time because EA is an overlord that cannot be defeated, they've gone to court and won. They can't be stopped. If you're out there right now, and I know you are, you've bought a loot box from EA, and you know you have, for any particular reason, you're supporting them, and you cannot ever complain if they knock on your door one day and take your money, and then walk back out. Because you're gonna give it to them anyway. They might as well just meet you there and cut out the middleman.
They generally don't give a fuck. I keep punching my microphone.
Oh, see, I put it away from... I surprisingly expected myself to continue punching it, but after I got this smaller one, that basically it's like, I have to reach out and purposely smack that thing in order to get it this time.
I'm just gonna move
Now, I
my
can't
mic
say the
back.
same about my desk. I cannot say the same about my desk.
Your
I know
poor
that I'm gonna
desk.
hit it at some point.
You're gonna, like, fucking...
I've hit it so many times with these wands. One time I almost did. I got real close to knocking the thing over, but I caught it.
Jesus Christ. Also,
Yeah.
How is the audio quality, everyone? Just to at least get some clarification. I hope everyone at least enjoys the overlay that we have currently right now.
Vincent, is robotting a little bit for you?
Ah!
Just a little bit.
Alright, give me a sec. It's because I punched my mic. My mic lost.
Oh. I feel like you never want your mic to lose. I feel like if I start up the thing, it's not gonna work out the way that I need it to, because I wanted to get more information on this.
Hello?
And I don't have all the answers.
Son of a
I don't
bitch.
have all the answers. I've never had all the answers. I've never been one who answers. Hello?
Do I sound better?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. So, okay, so we got... I'm trying to think if there was anything else with the introductions. Oh yeah, and the second one was basically a romance kind of focus called Love, Loss, and Coffee, where the coffee side was the random bullshit. Love side was something involving how you fell in love with something, either it be person, thing, or your right hand, the loss of things, breakup, heart, fighting, etc., etc. And lastly, coffee, as I already said the first time, but you get the idea. You get the idea. But yeah, just let me know if audio is good. Anyone in chat, it is very much appreciated. Much love and appreciation, my gamers. Also, sorry for at least not saying anything. Hi, Yuto, if you're still there. If you're not, well, blame Yuto. Audio is good. Thank you very much, Aiden. So, let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything to add to that. So, bi-weekly... What?
I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Time to bullshit.
Give me a sec. Yeah. Please do it. I'll be right back.
I got you. Okay. So, Sakura occasionally has to at least step away like this, so this will be a normal. So, shit. So, yeah. Once again, if you want to check out, if you would like to give some positive, negative, so on and so forth, feedback to this, it is very much appreciated. Here is a form from the Google side of things, so if you at least want to, please consider as we at least go and discuss everything. I hope everyone at least likes the little prompt box of the chat. I spent like a good night setting this all up. Apologies for at least the repetitive uhs and ums, as we try to maintain a certain level of professionality as we slowly but surely get better materials. So, but legitimately, it is appreciated if input of any and all sorts. So, let me see. So, outside of the podcast, outside of wishing Platinum Lily for today's birthday, happy birthday. once again. I'm trying to think if there was anything else outside of me fucking with this chair in this this world, which I have yet to save. This world's in my list. But yeah, another thing to add, we will be once we at least get a good pace of this, we will at least be accepting special guests, but we will have certain terms and conditions with things, so we don't 100% kind of seem that level of professional and then unprofessional. So I guess I can at least start with other things. So what is my experience outside of Twitch streaming? For the absolute longest, I have done YouTube for about 11 years before I kind of switched over to YouTube streaming, then eventually right over to Twitch streaming because I wasn't comfortable at the beginning, and it was a terrible experience, in all honesty, how I started up, where someone basically tricked me into playing My Little Pony games, but not even the good ones, not even like... This was like... I'm going to say it was around 2018, actually. Whenever I attempted to stream on Twitch, but I had no idea how to do this stuff. I was still baby, but I was coming in like the ages of whenever I was still just, baby streamer, baby YouTuber, but still did plenty of YouTube because I loved editing. I loved making YouTube videos like they did for Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, anyone in that category, because all their content to me was, all the sense of humor and even the fear behind it was still something that made me have a burning passion. For like a lovely example, there's Proton John, who does video essays, so creative. Video essays, and even to this day, there's even more people that I've grown and listened to, like Matt McMuscles, whenever he does a video essay on terrible video games and what happened exactly. Basically called, What Happened? Such a good, he's another person I would very much recommend on the YouTube side. And yeah, for those that are at least going to be listening either on the YouTube side, or I hope to at least eventually get to Spotify, because that is ultimately my goal, to at least get to that point as well. To explain that, hello, thank you again for at least listening to this. I hope our voices are good to listen to while you at least do something. If you're playing a game, if you're at least doing some video editing, you are very much appreciated at least listening and chilling and vibing with us. So with that, we are also going to go over specific subjects. We might go into some more serious subjects, so please be aware. Sorry if it's not your piece of cake, but we are happy enough to at least hear from you. I will first try to at least put this on my own personal YouTube channel and then grow from there. Let's see. Lord of the Destruction 9 Man. I'm reading fan fiction and listening before bed. Okay, well, cool. What fan fiction are you reading, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, I keep smacking my mic and it's gonna fuck with the audio. So, also I kept switching between, also another thing to add, originally back to my statement of my personal experiences with video editing and all that, content creation, that I kept switching between both capture cards and video editing programs, so I'm here or there kind of sloppy with my own content. So, but at least through improvisation and all of that, it's usually good. Bleach crossover over ones at the moment, and I found a really good one, not gonna lie. Oh, cool. God, I can't believe Bleach is going to have its own... it's coming back to at least bring the 1,000-Year War or whatever it's called, just so they can finally end the technical story. Another series that was supposed to come back was there's a bunch of them. There was supposed to be Katekyo Hitman Reborn. Anime. For those that don't know what Katekyo Hitman Reborn is, it is about a middle school student who was labeled. His name was Sawada Tsunoyoshi. He was labeled given the nickname No Good Suna because he didn't really have any redeeming traits with him. He was basically nobody, and a lot of people would be. A new Bleach chapter dropped too. Hell Arc. Ooh, okay, that's cool. Sorry. Getting back to my point that Sawada Tsunoyoshi basically had nothing redeeming of him. So, given the nickname No Good Suna kind of doesn't help with anyone's self-esteem. Until one day, whenever he had home, he was informed that he was selected to be the 10th generation mafia boss, or Judaime. As he ends up being taught by a infant who was recognized as an assassin, as he eventually is labeled his homeschool tutor, named Reborn. With the help of Reborn, he ends up learning things like, getting new friends, trying to at least have better self-esteem about himself, and deciding where he wants to go in life of becoming the 10th generation mafia boss, or just trying to live a normal life. But with the help of Reborn, ends up meeting plenty of friends, from Sasakawa Ryohei to Yamamoto Takashi to Hibari Kyoe. All these. Why did I unmute and hear Mafia? Oh, I'm just going over the basic plot of Katekyo Hitman Reborn. So, anyways, back to what I was at least saying. Also, hello, Yuto. What have you? This is the one time where this isn't how Mafia works. I have been here. I know, but since you unmuted, I'm at least explaining what's going on. As Sakura at least is currently stepped away, we're at least going over the podcast. And my basic explanation, especially since there's supposed to be certain animes that were supposed to have continuations. Bleach is one of the primary ones that is currently going to at least be released soon. No Game, No Life should have released by now, but since there was the whole accusations of tracing... but then whenever showing the reference pictures that they're quote-unquote tracing does not really look at all on point. Let's see. I looked at the legitimate accusations and they looked at comparisons and even the angled images. And that's another subject that kind of bothers me whenever something gets accused, but the person basically stretches on how at least, it completely traced this. It's like, no, it didn't. It can use poses and postures to at least reference, because people use references. Oh my god, surprise, surprise, something getting a reference. Anyways, let's see. Masoko Yuto says, I wish Hitman Reborn continued. I like that anime. At least, did you ever read the manga? Because I know that it finished the Future arc and basically stopped from there, because I know it still technically has 2 more arcs from the manga that they could use and should have. They should have even had a crossover manga from the mangaka's other one, because if you at least don't know the author did do the art for what was it? Well, did have a different anime that was eventually out. I'd have to at least double check. Let's see. So Masako Yuto says, people don't know that nowadays even the littlest thing can make big drama. And no, because I don't have any of the manga in my area or local library. Also, I do love the overlay for the podcast. Oh, thank you very much. It took a little bit of time. It will slowly but surely be updated, because even the background itself will at least be changed eventually. The prompt I'm probably going to at least keep. A few other things will be at least changed, but for now I'm at least very appreciative of at least how it's looking. As of right now, it's great. Thank you very much. All of it's been either made or photoshopped from scratch. And I know it will continue to get better. Yay! It says Mazoko Yuto. See, I have to at least repeat this for the sakes of anything that's going to be people that are going to look away. So I'm not just sounding like I'm talking to myself. Yuto, you always put tons of effort into whatever you do, and it shows. Thank you, Yuto. Well, it's because I don't want to at least go 100% half-assed. That's why it takes me so long to at least make things, especially whenever it comes down to video editing, to storytelling, because I want effort. I never want to at least be half-assed with my content. I was going to say that you don't need to say the last name. I only do that for the sake of, for those that are unaware of what's going on and or watching the screen, because on the YouTube side, they can look at the screen, but outside of that, it is usually good to refer to whoever is at least consulting at that moment. So yeah, fair enough, says Yuto. Yep. Okay, back where was I? So, Psycho-Pass. So, the same artist that did Katekyo Hitman Reborn also did the art for another anime known as Psycho-Pass. I didn't realize you would post it on YouTube. Yes, it will be posted on YouTube, and once we at least get this in a faster pace, and if we get enough reception to it, even if we don't get enough reception, my ultimate goal is to at least get it to Spotify. Because I truly believe that with the combined efforts of myself and Sakura, that our content will at least be very interesting and hopefully entertaining for those that at least just want to chill and listen to us. And sometimes I will sound out of breath because I usually like to get everything I want to say out there. So, what else? And we will be switching between either just sitting down in our own personal Discord, just talking, to on VR chat whenever we can. So we could just randomly bullshit as much as we can. Anyways, so they did that. They did Psycho-Pass, which is a murder drama in the future. Quote-unquote dystopia. Let me get my phone to at least get the synopsis for that, to be exact. Me look for the synopsis for Psycho-Pass. Here we go, Psycho-Pass. So, I'm trying to look up the... Come on, Psycho-Pass, what is your plotline? Here we go. So, Psycho-Pass is a Japanese cyberpunk psychological thriller anime produced by Production IG. It was co-directed by Naoshi Shiotani and Tatsuyuki Motoshiro, and written by Gen Urobuchi. Wait, let me correct that one. Urobuchi. Yeah, no, that was pronounced right. Okay. With the character designs by Akira Amano, which, again, Akira Amano should be... Yep, the person that did the early works of Katekyo Hitman Reborn. And so, yeah, it's a Japanese cyberpunk where Psycho-Pass is originally produced. Synopsis, there we go. Psycho-Pass is set in the future, futuristic Japan governed by this, the Sybil system, which is a powerful biometric computer network which endlessly measures the biometrics of Japanese citizens' brains and metals using a cinematic scan. The results assessment is called a Psycho-Pass, which includes the numeric crime coefficiency index, revealing that citizens' criminality index reveal the citizen's criminality potential, and a color-coded hue alerting a law enforcement to other data, as well as the improvement, clearing, or decline, clouding of said Psycho-Pass. When a target individual's crime coefficient index exceeds the accepted threshold 100, they are pursued, apprehended, and either arrested or killed by the field officers of Crime Investigation Department of the Ministry of Welfare's Public Safety Bureau. Elite officers known as the inspectors research and evaluate the crime scenes, including all personal involved with the assistance of enforcers. So, long story short, a lot of shit going on with that. Psycho-Pass was really, in my opinion, a good series. For season 1, season 2, I did not care for. Personal opinion, of course. Gen Yorobochi, you mean the one of the guys behind Madoka Magica, Kamen Rider Gummy? Probably. That's what I ended up saying. I mean, that is probably. I did not know that. Let me look at that again. Because it did at least say his name there, so I can easily verify that right now for you, Aiden. Oh, shit. Ah! Oh, hi, Rose! Welcome, everyone, to the lovely podcast. Oh, thank you, Sapphire Sagi. Hello, welcome. For those that don't know who I am, my name is VincentheartSN, the wandering elf here to provide positive vibes and, of course, good times. Hi. Hi, Rose! Hello, welcome, everyone. So, the gentleman that's beside me is my longtime best friend, SakuraAfro. We are currently at least doing that. Rinaban! Hello! Welcome on in. So we're currently at least talking about anime until we at least get back to the main subjects. This is pilot episode podcast. Oh, yes. So welcome, you lovely individuals. For those that are heading off for the night, I hope you have a good day, night, or whatever time zone it is for you. That's a nice afro. Reminds me of cotton candy. A lot of people at least refer to Sakura's afro as cotton candy. They always give him the nickname Cotton Candy Man. And he's like, don't eat my hair! And then people try to eat his hair. Can I get any mods who are available right now to at least do an SO? If not, I will at least try to do it myself since I'm by my computer. So yeah. This is the first episode of Echoes of the Forest. Pardon. It is mainly just about whatever comes to mind. It is the random tangent between myself and my lovely longtime friend SakuraAfro, as we bullshit till no its end.
Hey, welcome to the party.
Let's see. Sapphire Usagi, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the party. So, for at least those that don't know, this will be a bi-weekly thing that will at least be also put up on the YouTube side. So that's pretty hype, and you'll at least see it live very much every Tuesday between myself and Sakura, unless anything is either interrupted or Sakura has to go through personal life, because Sakura here always has to take care of his mother. His mother goes through some medical issues, so she at least more recently got through surgery. Did not go as well as we hoped, but she at least is fighting as we speak. So. But Sakura's longtime friend, amazing voice. I'm always gonna back that up to the day I die. See, I'm kissing this man's ass even whenever he's not here. As we just he has the most interesting. If you don't know, Sakura actually does do streams as well whenever he feels like it. He does streams of either just random video games or even whenever he does D&D. He is a very good GM. He normally GMs and streams his GM, his some of his campaigns occasionally. So yeah. All right, sending love and prayers for a speedy recovery. Thank you very much. That is very much appreciated. As Sakura and Sakura's mom are at least doing their best to hang on to each other. So it means very much a lot to at least have a lot of love and support. If you do want to at least check out the content that Sakura normally makes. Give me one moment, as it's gonna look like I'm looking to the skies, calling upon God. But headset, please. You can always check out Sakura on his channel. Very lovely person, very amazing entertainer, in my personal opinion. He may not be a VTuber, so you gotta remember it. But he's honestly one of the people that I very much look up to as a entertainer. That he doesn't really need anything other than his voice to at least entertain the masses, in my opinion. But enough kissing my ass. We're originally talking about current subject right now. It was currently the introduction. Once again, going through a podcast. This is basically my third time around. doing podcast, and I hope for this one to stay for many years to come. And we will at least I will at least set up some forms as well for those that are interested of ever becoming becoming a special guest to this, because we will at least be happy. You do not have to at least need a VR chat to be able to at least participate in these. We can always set it up as just a normal VC that we have. Especially since we're trying to maintain a level of professionality. So yeah. As for myself, I usually make a bunch of content as well. I stream nearly every single day. I miss my wife, Tails. Okay. God, I need to stop. I miss my wife. But yeah. But how was your stream, by the way? I'm sorry, I didn't say that much. How was your stream, Rose? Let me. My mods are being lazy. How dare you, mods? I'm just joking. There you are. There you are, you little gooba. You were playing The Walking Dead: New Frontier. Ooh, how was that? I do love my story-driven games. How was that? But if you no longer if you're not able to be here, I at least do very much appreciate the raid once again. Much love and appreciation, as I will do my thank yous tomorrow. Yeah. It was emotional. I was there. Oh. Well, I'm glad that you had fun. I'm glad that everyone that was able there to show much love and support to Rose, as she is very entertaining person to at least listen to. I can at least vouch for that, even though I usually am in the land of wandering. My own content. So yeah. Yuto, hydrate when you can, please, women. Of course. I do not have anything to drink, so I will not be able to step away just yet, not until Sakura is available. So if I do need to at least step away, I shall. But until then, it is going to be me, myself, and I. Why is that pink cloud floating, says Irvin. Because Sakura had to step away, so currently right now I'm just trying to fill in the void with at least a lot of the conversation as much as I can. And once Sakura at least comes in, I'll at least probably grab something to drink for myself. You know what to drink, Kappa. Yeah, soda. Definitely soda. 100% soda. But, yeah. Also, hello, Irvin. I hope you're doing well today. Yup, soda. And, what else was I thinking? Oh, yeah. So, anyways, back to the original subject before it deviates once again. That, beep boop. Hello, Zero, my mod that I sure gosh darn appreciate. I hope you are doing well today. Anyways, I'm just giving you shit. Anyways, there was... let's see. Anyways, back to at least general discussion. Since Bleach at least gets a continuation, I do hope things like Katkyo Hitman Reborn at least gets a continuation. In all honesty, I really do hope that at least gets continuation. I'm doing okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, Zero. Welcome to the podcast. This will at least also be re-uploaded to YouTube and hopefully eventually get it on Spotify. I do very much look forward to it if we can. Hello, Goon Zero Boy. Hi, you. Oh, God damn it. So yeah, I hope everyone once again enjoys the little format that we have set up for what's going on right now. It will not always be on VR chat, just at least to clarify for those that are curious. Right now, we're just we're at least switching. We will very likely watch as Vincent cuts that part out. I will very likely keep this all uncut because as a podcast streamer, as someone that's going to at least try to at least upload this raw, a lot of the content's going to be out there for the public eye. Because one, I'm not gonna bullshit you. If I don't give a fuck about something, I'm not gonna generally at least say I'm not going to kiss someone else's ass. to at least keep up a front or a face, because I don't fucking care to do shit like that. Like, okay, I can now comment on the video and say, "Hey, mom, look, I'm on the internet." You fucking get that. But, yeah. This is the first episode. Once again, I do hope this will be on my YouTube channel. So, eventually, we might either get, we might make a separate YouTube channel for this podcast if everyone at least likes it enough. And, also, I will at least create a forum, so if anyone that is interested, but we want to keep it in a professional sense, to sign up. And if they at least feel like sitting down, chilling with us in a VC and just talking about random bullshit that at least comes to mind, it is always very much appreciated. But yeah, I always have to reiterate that, and I will very likely repeat myself. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is very likely going to happen. It is not a matter of if, only when. And then we're just gonna increase the volume on. Let me. There you go. Cool. Question for the podcast, Vincent. There isn't a set schedule yet, right? Well, there is one set schedule in particular. Also, hello, hun. How you doing? There is one set schedule, and it is going to be on every, it's going to be bi-weekly on Tuesday. So, every single Tuesday, so every 2 weeks. So, you'll at least see this probably, you'll probably see it in 2 weeks from now. We are also having feedback, so if you want, you can always do !feedback, and then give your opinion either about the chat, about the podcast, or the YouTube, about the channel itself. It is always very much appreciated. I do care about everyone's opinion about this moving forward. Damn, I can't join until D&D is over. It will be re-uploaded onto YouTube. I am not going to at least be constantly making the same thing. Or if the group would be okay with moving it to Thursday. Says Yuto. I found that option of throwing stuff at Vince is gone. So whenever I do a podcast, I will at least turn off all redeems except for the introduction stuff to Twitch. Because one, I will at least goof around and bullshit with Sakura. But I will not at least have it completely deviate from the main point. Also, what I mean by I can't join, I mean by be a part of the podcast. It is what it is. I usually try to make availabilities towards it. Good. Alright. But yes, I do at least have most of the redeems off for now. I usually turn them off whenever it comes down to D&D, or whenever it comes down to doing something like podcasts. I'm gonna go throw it twice as much. Sorry about to eat things. All of it's turned off. You cannot throw. Joke's on you, nerds. Yeah, don't worry. I'll figure something out, Vincent. But thank you for answering the question, Elfman. Tori about to eat things, says Stratori. Angry emote. But yeah, right now we can at least do a Q&A or an Ask Me Anything side of this podcast. Just because, to fill in the gap until Sakura returns. And then we get to continue our part of it. Throw a rock at his window, Straw, says Yuto. Yes, throw all the rocks, says Yuto. No, I meant angry IRL, says Stratori. What? But you can always ask me anything. But back to at least my original subject, what I was going to talk about is, since Bleach at least gets a continuation, I do hope things like No Game, No Life gets a continuation. The movie kind of sucked. That's my opinion. It was okay. But I didn't like the formula it was running with. No Game, No Life. Let's see. Yuto says, I'll bring a massive sack of rocks to you, Straw. Let's see. Irvin says, let's throw a mountain instead. Another question for you, Vincent. Yes, Yuto. Did you get the new Risk of Rain 2 DLC? I did not. The Orin Host Club comeback. Please. Oh yeah, that would be also nice. I would at least look forward to that, at least getting a continuation. For me personally, Katsuhiro and Reborn There's supposed to be something related to Rurouni Kenshin getting a continuation, even though its story technically ended. Oh, and I keep smacking my mic. I apologize for at least smacking my mic, because I like being self-expressive. So, is my microphone still good, everyone? Please let me know. My ears, yeah, get fucked. I'm going to throw toilet paper at his house and probably some air fresheners, says Yuto. Good. You're good. Thank you very much, Aiden. That is very much appreciated, because I want to make sure that even if I accidentally hit it. God Eater anime continuation, maybe, says Aiden. I wouldn't be against it. It just depends on what part in the anime is to the game, because if it completed the plot of the game, I don't like continuations where if your plot ends, that it should stay. So, like, for example, whenever Naruto created Boruto, there was no point. They basically finished the main plot of the story, and they are forced to at least continue. That's not fair to at least the author, because that author at least made a story and ended it. Let's see, that's all. That always works out. Yeah. But yeah, nothing's changed, Vincent. You are fine. Thank you very much, Yuto. And, okay, so Sagi. Do you like Studio Ghibli movies? Yes, I do. The ones that I actually originally had for VHS was Kiki's Delivery Service. The ones that I have seen are My Neighborhood Totoro, which I actually have a copy of the video of the movie in one of my hard drives. Spirited Away, Hollow's Moving Castle. The one I forgot the name of it, but it was involving a guy that was trying to make the design of planes, and it was a Studio Ghibli movie, and I thought it was really good. Ponyo, of course. I've seen Ponyo. I did not see that one about the witch, whatever it's called, but it's like an ex-associate to the Studio Ghibli movies, if I recall correctly. If I'm wrong, I apologize, so anyone can easily correct me, either in the chat right now or in the comment section below if you are at least watching this later down on the YouTube side. But if you're listening to Spotify, I'm sorry you can't complain and bitch at me on the Spotify side. But yeah. I am waiting also for my co-host to at least get opinions, but I do like the Studio Ghibli movies. I do personally at least have a emotional attachment to them personally. That's how me and my fiance, the lovely Stratori here, that is in chat and is one of the moderators, we ended up bonding while we were watching that. Since it is their... Oh, Princess Mononoke is also another one I watched whenever Toonami was such a big thing. And Toonami did movies around that time period back in the old days. So that was another one. I'm trying to remember. Let's see. Thank you for at least doing the exclamation mark, Straw Yuto. Sorry for spamming that. It is perfectly fine. Just remember that Straw has the right to time you out if they deem it as annoying and or spam. So yeah. I got you, buddy. Yeah, of course. I'm trying to think of else. I'm typing up my paper anyways. What about Blue Dragon continuation? I thought Blue Dragon was done. I don't... Ad can't hear anything. Yeah. So, God, how does everyone feel about the fucking struggle trying to at least avoid ads on Twitch? I know that at least watching ads for at least entertainers is very important, and I very much appreciate whenever everyone does. I had to personally decrease the amount of ads I put up for the sakes of respect for some friends that ended up being forced to watch 8 ads, and I was just like, I know I like the money, but I'd rather also be able to continue entertaining in the sense of having people be able to actually fucking hear me. Yeah. I mean, it helps the streamers that's great, but god damn it, it mutes the actual stream, and I just shake my head, and that's understandable, Yuto. It is personally annoying whenever we have to at least go and go around it, but at the same time, it is for the sakes of making a profit, and also Twitch gets its profit because, as y'all know, Twitch takes that lovely percent. Not so fun when the ad break my player, and when I do whenever I do refresh it and play the ad again. Okay, I'm back. Welcome back, honey. We were just talking about Studio Ghibli movies at the moment, as Sakura ended up having to step away. So whenever Sakura comes back, I'll at least change the prompt on there for that. Us sits in rocking chair. Ah, yes, the good old days. I remember them well. In those days, it was the one and only truth. Sorry, I had to make the joke about it, Usagi. So Yuto says, like the ads itself are fine, but I wish the ad would be on a small window and have the actual stream be on a big window, and maybe don't even have sound for ads, but closed captations. That'd be good. Hi back in Poet. What? Also, hello Poet. Welcome to the podcast of Echo in the Forest. I hope everyone at least is enjoying the current format that's being used right now for this lovely setup that will be used every 2 weeks. But again, Twitch needs money too, so I doubt that will happen. Oh god, I'm waiting for soccer so we can at least have the whole general discussion about the music side of things. Looks chill, not gonna lie. Thank you very much, Poet. It is very much appreciated.
Vincent.
Yes.
We might have to rain check.
Shit.
I need you to.
Alright, everyone. So it's going to be at least cut a little bit short for now. So I'm going to at least mute, but we'll at least transition to something else real quick. Apologies about cutting the podcast side of the short, but something has come up. Thank you very much, and we will at least put on music, switch to BRB. You are all loved immensely. Well,
Seriously though, where are we? That's the first topic.
God damn it.
Where the hell are we?
I don't know, Narnia, some shit. But alright.
Now, if it was Narnia, there would be at least a line of witch in a wardrobe.
Listen, we can always find a lion, a witch, and audacity of that bitch.
But we don't own Audacity. We've run into that same issue that Streamlabs and
We get a lawsuit because, excuse me, can you not call it that? It's something else is called that? And we look them and spit them in the air, right?
It's like, yeah, about that. We weren't sponsoring anything that you have. We don't care. We just said Audacity. You don't own the word.
I hate... Oh my god, that's gonna make me have a whole tangent on, like...
That's literally the whole point of this, Vincent.
I fucking hate people. Alright, we've been unmuted for like a good 3 minutes now. Hello everybody, welcome to the podcast. Let me actually change to the scene. Ta-da-ta! Hello, welcome to a new episode. Welcome to part 2 of part 1 of Echoes of the Forest. We basically did the introduction. I'm just marking it for part 2. And yeah, I'm your host, VincentheartSN, the Wandering Elf, here to provide positive vibes and good times. We're gonna kind of do more or less an improvised shtick of we're kind of here and there sometimes.
And I'm Steve, the purple man with an afro.
But that's weak.
Not today, it isn't.
Oh god.
Yeah, really though, like, I thought about it for a while now, and I don't understand yet. Are we in Florida or New York City?
You're still wondering from the outside. I don't think Florida's this nice, Sakura. I think we're somewhere in Europe. I genuinely believe, because there's behind you. There's some island, like there's some like sand and nothing else. Is that Steve Purple Afro Man? Hey Frosty, hello, welcome to the podcast.
It is. I'm glad you noticed. It's been a while. I've been vacant as of late. I've been making more creative colors, you see.
Did you just throw away your color?
I don't need it anymore.
I mean...
It was only for the bit.
God damn it. All right, shit. So, for those that are curious on what this is basically mine and Sakura's new podcast. We're at least going to try to see how far we can get it. We have our own creative integrities with it. I swear to God, if you do the I'm leaving for creative differences, I'm going to throw you in a ditch.
Let me just.
I am going to.
Gotta check my itinerary. All right, we're fine.
We'll think about it. I gotta. But so, and the last time we were at least discussing. I forgot we were discussing last time, so we're just continuing from what our point was originally. So we do have some topics to at least come up in our peanut brains. We just kind of forget the original stuff if anything like this happens again. So we'll just go with the flow with it. So, Sakura, do you have anything of topic-wise you want to go with?
So yeah, honestly, it's been a thing that's been bugging me lately, and I've been seeing so much of it. Like I thought it would die down at this point, just because it hasn't been well received by many of the people that it's been targeted towards, and that's the live action movies. Honestly, live action movies and TV shows. In fact, the TV shows actually do a little bit worse than the movies, just because the budget is a little bit lower. And honestly, I don't understand why many of these movie producers and directors are going in this route of like screenplay when there's so many other like forms that are still left off in the rafters, because if you don't have a documentary movie out or some historical movie, then it's a horror movie, and if it's not a horror movie, then the only new thing that's like kind of like taken hold again after being cast aside is action movies, mostly because like after the whole creation of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, everybody's like, yeah, let's all jump back on the action movie bandwagon and create things that aren't just taken 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 and not the next Lethal Weapon movie or whatever the case may be.
No more Lethal Weapon. We're done. They already have a TV show. But
there's a new Donald Glover. We can't do it anymore. The other one's too old for this.
Did you know they did a sequel to MacGyver, which is a prequel on a TV show?
That was confusing. You just said to me.
It's a sequel, but it's with younger MacGyver.
Is that the one? Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I know the TV show, I think, where it's just the guy who can just pull random things out of his pockets and somehow solve the situation.
Yep, that's MacGyver. Yeah. That was literally your anime protag without being an anime protag.
He was the live action anime protagonist.
Exactly. God.
Which, honestly, it comes back around to it. Why do they try so hard to fit these genres and themes of these animated shows and movies that have held their own ground for countless years now? Like, they've just been sitting there doing their own thing. They didn't really need a live action audience. They didn't need a different demographic to pull from. They already had their niche thing, and now it's like, throw that to the side. Let's see if we can do the same thing that they're doing for all these comic book movies that only in this day and age have gained ground. Because before, you had things like the old Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, you had all those very loony Batman movies that tried to be edgy but also try to take the humor from like the Adam West days.
Adam West
didn't work. And then you had movies like the Fantastic Four, which I hope we never get another Fantastic Four movie.
It's gonna happen. It's like the Incredible Hulk movies.
I want them to just do an animated movie. They've been doing it with all those stinking Suicide Squad movies after they tried twice and only succeeded the second time.
Second time. But it was like barely. But but that's the mentality. That's what things that people at least try to go on. Because they can at least have that lucky shot. People that want to get the opportunity to get the license to write some shit in. They could literally wipe their ass and then put, this is Deadpool. oh shit, we could make money with that. All you have to do is pitch it to a fucking company, because companies realistically don't actually give a fuck about
No.
what you do. Like, what was that one? So there was that one director, a really renowned director, that if you talk shit about his movies, about anything like, I think
You
it
mean
was
Zack
just,
Schneider?
was it Zack? No, not Zack Schneider. It was another one. He was like, I think, Germany or Russia, but he was a piece of shit that if you talk shit about his movies, he will legitimately, formally be like, you can't talk shit about it or you're gonna have to box me. And then you just box him. Like, legitimately. He would box you. That was like a real thing. If you look that up, like a direct, like a... But it was for mostly video game movies. He was really just reaping it just so people that...
Was he the one who also made the Doom movie?
Probably not the Doom movie. It would have been funny if it was. I think it was... shit. I don't remember the director's name on the top of my head, but all I know is that that dude... I remembered... there was like a whole spiel whenever I was listening to a video essay that they brought up that the guy would be like, he ended up fighting one of critics and told him to like fight him in a fucking boxing ring, and I was like, what the hell?
I mean, that's mostly for publicity, though.
But it still makes the money. Let's see. So Frosty says, my personal gripe is extra movies in series that do not need them, like Men in Black. The third movie wrapped everything up in a nice bow. Then they made Men in Black International,
And it was awful.
I get it. I get it.
Horrible.
IP is king now, but it hurts when things been done well already. He made the Mario Bros. Movie, and with their names being Luigi Mario and Mario. Okay, you like it may be a shitty thing, but I will still love the joke because memes are funny, but you at least throw your characters in a fucking ditch.
Well, yeah, but see, the memes, they're like the byproduct. They're not the product. Like, if we didn't have the way in which our brains work and the internet as it is, those would just be awful movies that
Yes.
no one went to see and no one will go back to see, and they'll just die out. The internet is scary how it keeps things alive, just using them as punching bags.
Oh my god.
Terrifying. In fact, I think that's why we have live action movies still. I think that's why we have
Because
these
people are
movies that
fucking
don't get tied up.
masochists.
Yes.
Low-key, people are fucking masochists, and no one can ever change my mind about that.
Those same people that will dish out as much hate on that said movie will still go back to see that next movie. They will. I had to stop myself from being that guy because I was that guy. Like, I was like, okay, all right, Men in Black International's pretty awful, but what if they just went back to the basics and they made another Men in Black, totally different people, and it was just all about
So
them.
it's the female Ghostbusters then?
No, like X-Files. Like, they just took it into X-Files route, where it's just supernatural things happening, and they're just solving the crimes. That's it.
Didn't
They're
they
solving the
continue
crimes.
that for after a point, but then stop?
They did. They had to stop. They knew that coming, and they stopped it. They stopped. They tried to bring it back, but like the actors were way past. Like they grew out of their characters. Basically, the actors grew out of their characters.
Oh, just like a certain someone that destroyed a toy Millennium Falcon just because he fucking hated it to begin with.
Yeah. Friggin' Harrison Ford hated Star Wars to begin with.
He's such an asshole. I don't know why. You think he's a nice person, but to like destroy a poor kid's fucking like Lego Millennium Falcon to go out
I
of
thought
his
it was a
mission.
bit. It was real.
It was a real fucking
mind blown.
thing. The internet memes are Frankenstein monsters and they'll come back to kill us. You're not
Yeah.
wrong. That's the issue. Fuck.
It's just weird. Like, in this day and age, they're just gonna keep pumping out different versions of things that don't need it, at least in that demographic. If you want to make an Aladdin movie again, don't make a live action, please. Don't take the Prince of Persia route and make something out of
The soccer.
nothing.
They
What?
already are.
What do you mean?
They're doing a
They're doing
Aladdin. They're doing an Aladdin movie.
They're
A
doing
live
another
action.
Aladdin movie. They're doing another live action Aladdin
The Will
movie.
Smith one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that one. That's a live
No,
action.
I'm talking about. I'm saying, just don't do it again.
They're
Just
gonna
don't.
do it again. That's the issue.
They
It's like
don't need it. They never needed it. They could have, their stinking direct to DVD awful sequels of the
Yeah.
first Aladdin animated movie. They could have just said, hey, you know what? Rather than remastering it or doing some random garbage and going direct to DVD, let's try and recapture the magic here. Just completely throw those sequels out of the window and make a legitimately interesting Aladdin movie.
Oh god. Like, makes me think either that or they
The
try to
voice
do a
actors for them are still good, good to go. They have text for days. I don't understand. What the hell?
Again, leads to the same situation where if it makes money, they're going to. It just goes back to even anime live action. Okay, I'm going to admit, and some people are going to judge me for it, there are some good live action ones. I'll say that honestly. There are some good live action ones.
Like the Doom movie.
Shut the fuck up.
Look. If you take it as a serious movie, it is hot garbage, and no one should ever watch it.
If you take it ironically, then that's a different story.
Yes. If you like something that's not supposed to be funny, as far as I know, if it is, I'm on a whole different level and wavelength. I'm glad that I caught up to everybody else. But it was a serious movie that if you take it as a funny movie, like a comedy, it is quite honestly golden. It's just a good movie. It's played up, it's hammy. Everything that they say sounds like they're trying to mimic a video game character and doing too good of a job at the point where you're just like, please,
God.
please stop.
You know what's actually the worst thing though, Sakura? It's because of anime live actions that Akira Toriyama came out and continued, and it led into fucking Dragon Ball Super technically.
Wait, really?
Because so fun story.
Was it because he saw Dragon Ball Evolution?
No. He asked if he could help with doing it. He wanted to support it. But guess what the director did to poor Akira Toriyama? Told him to go fuck himself and then that he's gonna do it all. Which would have ruined the fucking movie even further. Which it did. And Akira Toriyama got really fucking petty and continued to at least be petty. And that's what led into Super.
Oh.
That's what led into Super. GT, no, that's someone else's writing. That wasn't Akira Toriyama's writing. That was someone else entirely. But Super was literally...
a lab full of people on cocaine is what GT was.
Oh god, it was a boring creation by someone on cocaine. Don't get me wrong, the Super transformation is Super Saiyan 4 Goku. That I Gogeta, Vegeta... I'm gonna still make fun of how Vegeta fucking looks in Super Saiyan 4 with his fucking tight pants like he's in the 80s. But...
He wears jeans and he's just proud of it. I don't know.
He would have kept that mustache too if someone didn't make fun of it. He would have had that dumbass GT mustache. And he would have gotten away with it. But... Akira Toriyama, the pettiest man in the world. You gotta give him that trophy of the pettiest man in the world. For him to at least continue his fucking story and then led into fucking Super.
Just...
Thanks, live actions.
Why?
I mean,
why?
My brain hurts seeing the consequences of live action result in DBZ Super. Yes, Frosty.
It's a sad day when that's the end result. And it's funny too because like I think the most recent ones in forms of live action, like the Cowboy Bebop live action, you'd think that if they're gonna do these things, at least do them well. Well enough to like stand on their own and not be backed by diehard fans that are absolutely, instead of standing behind it, going to tear you down as a movie director, like a TV show director, and they're just going to besmirch your writing chops. Because again, whatever they did with that Cowboy Bebop remake, it was awful. Those characters, the way that the setting was, the way that the animation was, it was already taking from something. They already were taking from an actual show, an actual Japanese show, about
Yep.
some guy and his crew. So in that, if they carried on the transition and then from that animation created something else from it,
Yep.
like taking from Cowboy Bebop and then creating their own little sci-fi fantasy world with, these characters that aren't exactly the same way, that would have been cool. That would have been
it
great.
would have been fine. We would have been.
I would have been interested in that.
They would have been okay. See, here's the issue with at least directors who are responsible for anything and like associated to live action. You are barely allowed to have any creative integrity. If you want something that you thought originally was amazing idea to add into the story, people are gonna shit on you. No matter the fuck what you're gonna at least do with it. People are going to shit on your creative values, on what if instead of Spike at least died this way? What if he at least died but at least be around his friends?
I don't know if they could pull a Walking Dead. What if Spike, for some unknown reason, not at all canonically, just kind of died midway through, and there's someone else kind of took over the reins?
Oh god, don't even. That's the type of fucking trauma of being like, what happened to our main character? Now we replaced him. What?
Yeah.
That's
We're going in a whole different direction. Listen, we learned from Game of Thrones, if you want an active audience, you got to kill off everybody. No one gets plot armor, and that's a good story.
Fuck. You know what actually still kind of made it decent? The Death Note. Okay, I'm gonna at least say this. I'll defend the Death Note live actions, the Japanese ones, not the Netflix one. We're not talking about the Netflix one. That one was terrible.
It was
no one
bad.
can at least agree on that because that was fucking horrible, but it was funny to make fun of, especially whenever our main character. What was his name? They like whitewashed his name. Because it was originally like Light Yagami. What the fuck? You know what? I gotta pull out my phone for this. What was American Light Yagami?
They changed his name?
Yes, they did actually.
Oh.
They whitewashed it because, he was a white boy.
So did they create a different story for Death Note when they did this? Or did they use the old one?
Okay. Same concept, but in America. And this one I'm not minded because I like I didn't mind it because I thought it was an interesting take. So they made L kind of cooler.
Okay.
And the only thing they did was just change his skin. Like
Does he still die?
He's black. So that was really
Does he still die?
I don't know. I didn't watch it. I didn't even try because I
okay.
was like, this is the dumbest thing. Okay, let me look at the name. Netflix.
I don't...
No. What the fuck?
Have you ever seen the live action or the animated version of Tokyo Tribe?
I have not.
It is a terrifying anime, and just as terrifying transition to a live action experience. But both the anime and the live action, they're both in Japanese. I've never seen a Tokyo Tribe in any other format, and I don't think it would ever work because it's literally Tokyo Tribe. So if you live actioned it anywhere else, it would make zero sense.
Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you want to know the name of Yagami Light?
Yeah.
His American name was,
Say
as a white boy, was
Say it's Carl.
Light Turner. It's Timmy Turner's brother. Oh god! And also, don't forget, they're making a sequel of the live-action Full Metal Alchemist. They already did a Bleach live action. They already...
Wait. A sequel means that the first one somehow was good. Was it?
Listen, okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. Anything that's put out there on Netflix, doesn't matter if it at least is good or not. If the company sees that as cash grab and enough people watch, it's based off of literally statistics.
So it stayed to a season 2 because of people's guilty pleasure? Why?
You gotta realize,
What are we even fighting for?
people. It's because of our sick, masochistic side that will allow companies to make more live action, Sakura. If you want to avoid a live action, see, the FMA and Bleach live actions weren't that bad. They were better than Death Note live. Okay, the difference is they didn't let some dumbass at least whitewash and also make it into, well, whatever Light Turner was. Now I have to actually genuinely watch it and give you my legitimate opinion. Next time we do the podcast, I'm going to make sure to watch it. And the next time we come back, my full synopsis of the American Death Note made like a Netflix original. But apparently, with the CGI and all of that, the Full Metal Alchemist one and the Bleach one, at least from Aiden's perspective, is recognized as not that bad. So I guess that's cool. But then there's the Yu Yu Hakusho live action they already have in the like.
But it's not needed, and you don't have to. In fact, you could just
doesn't matter.
Look, you could just take it instead of whatever it is you think you're doing, and just have it streamed from the Japanese version that has already probably been done.
It is. But there is always going to be a Japanese original because Parasite got one. Parasite Eve, a video game, actually got in live action, which is weird enough.
They doing it? What?
And
they doing it?
There's literally so many live actions of Detective Conan of all things.
Oh gosh, no.
There's already 6.
Please,
6 or 7. Yeah. You should
wait. Some of the topics that went on in that show, especially involving a child, that's. I'd like to. You know what? I want that. I just, I want to see that.
There should be. Yeah, there already is. There's already a Detective Conan live action movie.
I'm watching that. I'm watching that.
You should. I think there's some on YouTube already.
It's either going to be the stupidest thing ever, or brilliant. Honestly. Hear me out.
Yeah.
You know Lupin the Third, right?
Yes, and it already has live action.
It has a legitimately interesting live action, and I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did, but I love it. I 100% love it.
See, somehow I'm not surprised with Lupin the Third. You know why? How well that would have at least succeeded? Because it's made to be a comedy. It's made to at least be stupid.
Yeah.
If you make something serious, it's not gonna at least come out well.
And it functions on a thematical level for a live action. It's set up, even the show is set up in like the real world and all these things. So like when you transition that to the actual live action, world of things, there's no weird trying to what they did with Ghost in the Shell, like where you're trying to make all these high tech things and it's garbage.
Oh god!
Friggin' Blade Runner. Yeah. Blade Runner built in the prehistoric era of cinema did a better job at bringing the future than Ghost in the Shell. That's all I'm saying. And that live action was garbage. Friggin' Battle Angel.
Battle Angel Alta. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Alita. And it was amazing. They could have went that route for that live action Ghost in the Shell, where it was basically more or less a bit of real people and also CGI just kind of meshed together in a very wonderful way. It was good. They didn't.
See, that's the issue, where you're trying to mend the idea of at least combining good acting but trying to maintain the story. So there are some, especially some recognized ones, bringing up even in the chat, Frosty's bringing up that there's apparently a live action known of an anime known as The Way of the House Husband is fucking phenomenal. You know why? Yeah. It's well written. They at least have a good actor. They have people that knows what the fuck they're doing. Oh god. Don't even get me started with the Rurouni Kenshin. It's good. Don't get me wrong. I'll at least say one thing. There's the fucking birdhead known as who's literally the fighter character in the series. Yeah. And he only has one or two episodes where he uses a big giant sword, but his main shtick is he's the puncher character.
The live action is good?
It is good. I like the main actor they did for Kenshin is really fucking hot and a really good actor.
Okay, the good actor part is what I'm focusing on.
He's a good
If he's-
actor.
If he's a good actor,
I'll
I'm with it.
say the good actor part. They at
Okay.
least they go for I'm not sure if they did
Because I remember
one or two
you and
episodes.
Zero talking about in the Wayback Machine how
Yeah.
the Rurouni Kenshin movies were hot garbage. Like, just very stinky, smelly stuff. And I was like, are we talking about the same thing here?
Okay. There was only a few minor gripes. They made Sanosuke fucking ugly. Whenever he was also supposed to be like this important figure character, they made him like a side bitch.
Ooh.
With the level of how much he's a relevant character, even though he's supposed to be your generic, I'm the hot-headed character. I'm here to fight alongside you, Kenshin. They kind of made him a joke.
Oh.
And ugly.
Oh.
Yeah. But it wasn't bad. The only thing I loved making fun of with the Rurouni Kenshin movie was they tried to stick with the whole, during the Meiji era, Kenshin's trying to at least get personal redemption for himself. The only technical thing is, he's trying to be a wanderer now, and he's trying to change his personality. That's fine. What I made fun of is whenever Kenshin's supposed to be super fast and he's agile as fuck, they did a moment where he did it like a literal Tokyo Drift, where he's inside of his feet doing a quick turn. I shit you not. If you look up that scene of the Rurouni Kenshin live action, you see this motherfucker Tokyo drifting with his feet to at least do the sword styles, and I'm over here laughing. See, I think that was the young me just laughing at that specifically. The actor, good acting. I'm not gonna at least belittle that. He actually was a good actor.
Was he better than the animated voice actor though in delivering a character that was enjoyable to watch? Or do we go in the direction of, was he better than the voice acted manga character of this particular character as opposed to the animated one? Which of the three did it best?
I will at least say that at least the live action actor of Rurouni Kenshin did it pretty well for at least the American version.
Okay.
For at least personality wise. He did have personality. They started up a little bit sloppy, don't get me wrong, where he does keep his bits, where especially whenever he gets confused. He's the dopey little wanderer boy that you at least recognize at the beginning. Does it a little bit slow, but it's still respectable with the level of acting. He does his oh, is that me? Oh, I'm sorry. And you recognize that because that's your Kenshin. That's the personality. And the actor at least did fairly well within the live action. So I don't trash that. That's why I'm at least talking a little bit more highly of it. God, they at least they treated Sanosuke like nobody.
Did he have a good transition to the man slayer though?
The Botosai?
Yeah.
Yes. Whenever it did the legitimate fight scenes, and that's where the Tokyo drifting is, even though I make fun of that shit, it was really good, choreography.
Okay.
It was actually good choreography, because they get the movies all the way to, the one guy in the bandage who's supposed to be like a fire user, makes his sword ignite with fire. And it's like, holy shit, this is actually pretty cool, because they make the art and all that, the environment looked good. I'll at least say that much with that.
Okay.
But that's why at least I'm gonna at least say positive about that. I do need to at least watch the later movies. I only watched the first one, but I did like it. The only thing I griped about it was, one, I just made fun of the Tokyo drifting, and two, what they did to my boy Sanosuke, who's supposed to beat the shit out of people. They made him ugly, chunky boy for some reason. I was like, why do you gotta do the man dirty? He's supposed to be cool looking. But I was like, that's fine. That's fine. I'm fine with it. Oh, and then the kid that was supposed to be with them, I forgot what was his name. It was like Yahiko or something like that. No. Yeah, Yahiko Myojin. He was so irrelevant. He was literally... They put him there. But he was so... I don't even remember if they did put him there. That's the issue. That's how irrelevant he was. but my god, they do a man dirty. Let's say. But anyways, yeah, the Kenshin one was that. Alice in the Borderland fans, anyone? Ooh, that wasn't bad. I watched that. So that was originally a manga that ended up transitioning over to Netflix that had a live action. I didn't think it was bad, but it was your soap opera. Here's another thing you can get away with.
It never had an anime adaptation, so it had the benefit of being a live action that was taken straight from a manga or a webtoon.
Yeah.
And so I guess it had that going for it too. It's just like there is no other reference but a bunch of characters that have no voices, and you basically what you see is what you get for these individuals, and there's so much more time in crafting them and drawing them and writing for them. So then putting them onto the screen, it's a breath of fresh air because you get to hear them and see them act and all this stuff. So I think that's good.
Another thing to add is the survivability rate for a lot of live actions is if you can make it still a soap opera. You can survive as long as possible as a series if you make it a soap opera. I'm not bullshitting at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, a manga, a fucking webtoon, if it has enough drama with it and it's still good writing, you can survive like being a live action, and people will not like, ugh.
Or if you somehow turn it into a cult classic, like all those shows that are still alive with like 8,000 episodes, like The Simpsons or Family Guy or what have you, and they won't die and they'll never die. No matter how much you may want them to die, they will never die. You'll be old and gray all over.
And The Simpsons will still be there. I shit you not. The Simpsons will be there because they already have the power to predict the future. They have almost 100% accuracy in predicting the future. That shit with The Simpsons. That's why there's so many people that are at least having theories with The Simpsons. That they even predicted Trump's being voted in to presidency.
Mm-hmm.
Right on point. Fucking apparently a mathematical equation that is associated to a particular type of particle that Homer wrote in the fucking equations years and years and years before it even happened. Boom. The Simpsons made that. Shit with the accuracy with The Simpsons is fucking scary. But anyways, that's literally deviating from the point. Oh god. You know what's another thing that's actually getting a live action that I'm really scared on it becoming a live action?
What?
One Piece.
I mean, at this point, I kind of figured that it would be going down that road, and they covered this one if all of them, because if they did Bleach and they did Dragon Ball Evolution, then of course they're going to go for One Piece and they're going to grab
and then
Naruto. Yeah, if they're going to just go, that has a live action.
It's gonna be, as far as I'm aware of.
Okay.
Naruto's gonna have a live action. The one thing that I find funny is the fastest people that can usually get it are fans. Fans usually make little bits or skits because cosplayers, those are the ones that are like, yeah, wait till we get the Naruto one. Oh god. Okay, you have to at least get a really good director, or they're going to fuck it up. I'm sorry. No matter how much I'll trash talk Naruto and sometimes the silly mentality they fucking have, they're going to fuck it up.
Well, yeah. They 9 times out of 10 do. There's only the 1% of times where they take a live action and they actually make it something that stands on its own and people will go back to watch. Like, I will go back to watch the Battle Angel movie. I will go back to watch these live actions of Alice in the Borderlands or what is that other one? Home Sweet Home, I think is that one where he's basically a dejected sort of like alien-esque kind of character.
Yeah. Oh, I still need to at least watch Home Sweet Home. I need to at least renew my Netflix because I was actually looking forward to that because I finished the webtoon for Home Sweet Home.
Mm-hmm.
And I did generally like how the story began and end, and that even has a spin-off called the Shotgun Boy.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, cool. Because even they had a manhwa, I mean a webtoon before that was also pretty good, about a kid that his dad is like this fucked up serial killer, but he is forced to help his dad because he's like his dad's kind of deranged, but traumatic anime background story with a main character. He tries to befriend someone, and honestly that would also make a good fucking live action for how much of a soap opera it is.
Okay.
There's so many of these fucked up ones. See, that's the issue. Also, another thing, if you have a fucked up story and it's good enough to be a live action, it will make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't win on being accurate or good, it'll win on, much like the Doom movie, being stupid enough for people to go back and watch it a bunch of times, turn into a cult classic,
Yes.
only because of how awful it is.
Yep.
Defeating the entire purpose of said movie or its
Yeah.
creation.
Or at least
But-
even the morals behind it.
Yeah, but they'll get the money and you'll keep watching, so they'll keep making it.
Yep.
And that's just kind of like where we are right now. It's just like live actions will keep coming because people will still watch them, even if they're bad, and somehow turn them into something that is good, so that the directors of said productions will be like, oh, people like this, then we'll keep making it. And even if they don't, we'll keep making it just in case we get that exact same flow.
You know what?
Because
I
it's-
feel there's still so much space that could have been done, because we do, like, even Americans do a fuck ton.
Mm-hmm.
Gundam and more of the live action mecha series. I am
Man.
actually genuinely surprised
They don't have the
one's
budget.
touched.
They don't have the budget for it.
You know what? That's fair.
Every time they've done anything that's like sci-fi or like futuristic, look at where the budget's gone, Vincent.
To the actors, you mean?
Yeah.
That's another percentage you need to write down, kids. Your actors have to be really sexy to survive as well.
That's
the
I
thing
don't
hate.
understand why we, at this point in time, when everybody's googling and goggling over CGI and all the fun little fancy things that we can do with it, and how everybody's just talking about how we're in the future and all these high-tech ways that people can make movies now, and you haven't once utilized that well enough to be put on the big screen. Like,
Yeah.
they should make a
should.
live-action Gundam movie, because, or like TV show, just to flaunt some of that make-believe we are part of the future mentality that they go around toting. Because I
Hey,
have
Sakura.
yet to see it. What?
Sakura. Guess
What?
who's touching it, though? There is going to be a Gundam one, but guess who's touching it?
Oh.
Netflix.
So they should make a live-action Gundam legitimately, is what I'm saying. Maybe it's already been done off in Japan somewhere. I mean, get this, right? We kind of already have the base components, right? Netflix could do something with that.
Good.
If we can get the Power Rangers out and all their Megazords, then there's no reason why we can't get Gundams. They even done Transformers. Hell, you know what? Just tell Michael Bay we got a new thing. Here you can blow stuff up, and it's on purpose, and people will love it. Give him Gundams. Just shove it over there.
Apparently, Aiden says they did before Canada did G Savior. What?
I know what you're talking about. It's just been a really long time.
Oh, that's fucked up, Frosty. Live action Gundam. Did you mean Pacific Rim?
No, that's not a movie, Frosty. That's an idea that they kind of just vomited out through this means of cinema that didn't get fully fleshed out, and it actually was done better by the Netflix animated adaptation.
Oh, emotional damage. God.
I'm just saying, you had so many wonderful actors. You had a premise that you can't mess it up. It's too cool to mess up. It's
Guess
a bunch
what?
of robots
Guess
fighting
what?
kaijus.
It's easy to fuck it up, apparently.
So painfully easy. And I just don't You had the ball, and they even lowered the hoop so you could dunk it, and you somehow threw it.
No, not through it. You're like that one small kid that tried to dunk it, but then slipped even before reaching the goal.
Gosh, it doesn't make sense how they could. And then they had the audacity to make another one.
Yep. And people, you know what? But the funny fucked up thing is, people still came and watched that too.
They did.
Oh my
They
god!
did.
Always
It's
Sunny,
so
Philadelphia. Charlie builds a giant. Frosty, please. Frosty, please. You're killing me with that. Look. Oh god, but
All I'm saying is they'll have to get to a point where live actions are in a legitimized spectrum, and most of them, except for like the rare few, are amazing. Because at this point, if they're not going to stop, they might as well actually get better at it, right?
yeah.
It has to get better.
It's gonna be
We
an
have
art.
to-
That's the only thing. It has to be like a crafted art more
Vincent.
than anything else. What?
I just realized, as far as Disney's concerned, they're going to do a live action Frozen, and I'm not ready for it.
No, let it go.
No,
Let
no,
it
no, no,
go.
no. You know they will.
I don't
You know,
want the thought
They've made at
anyways.
least
Let
50
it go.
different
Let it
Cinderellas,
go.
20 different Beauty and the Beasts,
Oh,
but
fuck.
they haven't gotten to the Anastasias, because I think that one is like a
Okay,
like a
everyone's gonna forget who the fuck Anastasia is. I'm not gonna
This
lie to
is
you,
true.
Chief.
Everybody's
Because they really
got it.
they kind of put the everything under the table levels.
What if they brought it back though? They've done dumber things. They've brought back
Okay,
very
they can
obscure
come back to me whenever they bring up Black Cauldron to the table. All right.
That might actually be a decent live action.
Actually,
I don't know why they haven't.
You know why? Because they don't want it. They looked at it. They were like, I don't
Stupid.
want it.
They're just stupid. They have so many movies that could get a live action that are Disney
You're
made
lying,
that actually
Aiden.
would work.
Oh
What?
my god. So Aiden says, Sakura, apparently Disney is working on a live action. Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Kingdom Hearts. Sakura.
Boy, listen, it can't happen. They won't make it. I can assure you. All right, just listen, Aiden. It will never make it out of production. They'll lose interest because they'll get just as confused as everyone else is currently with the storyboard. They'll take one look at it, be like, nope, we were just kidding. We thought about it, but really no. No, don't ask us.
Wait,
It's happened before. They've canceled so many movies over that.
there was supposed to be something Powerpuff Girl live action related. I remembered, and I think they're trying to work on it again.
Yeah, but I hope that they don't. Honestly, because I think the idea. I know what you're talking about. I think the idea was like they were adults.
Yeah.
And they were going for the same thing that they tried when they tried to revamp Charmed.
Ew.
Yeah. No, it was just as bad as you think. It was just as bad, if not worse. The revamp Charmed was awful. It was mouth garbage.
The best way to put most of the live actions that we release in the public eye, mouth garbage.
Mouth garbage. It had all of the, like, I guess the current issues of this day and age, and they tried to make something of it, but the characters were unlikable.
Yep.
The premise didn't make any sense anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And right out the gate, much like they did with Fantastic Four Stick when they revamped that, the characters didn't want to legitimize what they were or who they were for whatever like stupid reason because of the writer. And so they're not the charm. They're something entirely different, and actually they're not a part of anything. They're not with each other. They're doing their own thing. There's infighting already before there's even a reason for them to come together. It's really stupid. It's not.
Oh my god, I just realized something that did get away with it and did actually make it enjoyable, but in a stupid way. The Scooby-Doo live action movies!
No.
They got away with it!
No.
They got away with it!
They did, because honestly, it was awful, but it was great.
Exactly.
Except for anything revolving around Scrappy. That didn't have to happen. That was.
But the actor Shaggy was actually really a good actor, to be fair.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's still an amazing guy. Like, outside of his acting, he's still a really great guy. I think, at least. That dude is pretty great. In his other movies, he's a legitimate actor, and that's the only way that came across.
You know why that came to mind? I was like,
Huh.
what's behind the mask of this live action? Oh, hot garbage. And I was like, oh shit, they made a Scooby-Doo live action and got away with it.
3, I think.
3,
and
they did.
And then they made TV series
Yep.
over it, which were awful.
There was actually
Those
a
didn't
moment where
pan
they
out.
did puppets. They did puppets of like a episode involving puppets of Scooby-Doo.
Why?
Because it's a kid's show and it's been there for years. Man, that's another show that would still survive. That and Garfield survived
What's
fucking years.
Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
It's
you
hard.
say that, right? But the bank's gone, bankrupt, as they say, because so far I haven't seen a new one yet.
I mean, that's fair. Don't worry, they'll figure out
After
a way.
Mystery Incorporated, they were just like, okay, we have nowhere else to go. Where do we go?
Oh,
We've done everything. We've already done everything in like the 80s. How did we get here? How did we get to like 2021? What the hell?
It's a single sip of alcohol, and years later they wake up from their drunken coma. What the fuck just happened? Where the fuck am I? Why am I rich and yet still have more bottles of alcohol near me?
Oh gosh.
It's like
It's
that drunken coma, Jesus Christ.
Look, it could be great. They could make something off of it. Live actions have a place. They just don't have a place right now because anybody making them, except for like the 1% in the wrong sense of where like the 1% is the people who are making actually good live actions that should stay around for a millennia. Most of like the average live action movie or TV show is disgusting.
It's usually
It's-
hit or miss. It just
They
it
don't
depends.
put any heart in it,
Oh.
and so it flops.
I
It
feel like
flops, and
there's
they do it on
also that
purpose.
other percentage that's just too scared on trying to at least do something slightly different with it.
That too, because
There's
they're afraid
always
it's going to
that percent.
flop, and then it flops because they didn't try.
And also people will start putting death threats. For fuck's sake, someone got a death threat for saying ass on Twitter. That was
Yeah.
it. Nothing else added to it. I was like, what the fuck? What is wrong with the internet? What is wrong
Well,
with people?
It's the double-edged sword, you see. The internet's there, and we all are beholden to it, but also we're all beaten down by it because you either get critical acclaim and memes of things that create like better situations and thought processes for movies that were otherwise hot garbage, but then you get the back end of that where it's like death threats, all forms of hate mail, people boycotting your stuff, the nonsense machine that is Twitter, where people legitimately lose their jobs and all that other business. It's a cesspool, and either you're on the side where you're being praised and paraded around for something that honestly you shouldn't be, or the opposite, where you put every ounce of your person into this, and then someone's like, "Yeah, you should probably just die," just
there's
find yourself
times
in a
than
hole.
not. There's always someone that's going to tell you to like off yourself in
And
such a
it's so
fucked up way.
stupid. It's the stupidest thing.
And it is. I'm going to agree with you 100%. It is messed up with how little people generally don't care, but they also live for the reaction. It's oh my god. The subject on its own is fucked up as it is a subject for another day. All I know is there's a hit and miss. If you at least find one, don't at me on Twitter, please. I don't want to know other than the ones I am actually going to try to watch, like this one, God is Watching, or whatever the fuck it is. It was originally a horror manga that never got an anime, so it never saw light of day because of it's just another fucking killing game story where the kids, where a bunch of, I think middle school to high school kids kind of like figure out all these little stupid puzzles. Basically, think of Squid Games, but you're at least trying to challenge someone that has the powers of a god. And the dude's an overweight dude in underwear. I shit you not, he's only in his underwear and he's supposed to be overweight, and he makes you do all these fucked up things with these childish games.
So wait, like that, like most of those stupid animes where it's like
Yes. But
a
live action.
killing game.
Yes.
Okay.
I shit you not.
Well, none of them can be as bad as Darwin's Game. That was a terrible anime.
King's Game was fucking awful. Don't even.
You're right. King's Game.
A curse that was a virus that was also. I got a sequel too. It got a sequel.
It did.
And I hate that it got a sequel. How the fuck did it survive?
Well, you've already said, Vincent, right? We're masochists. So the fact that it's out there and it literally caters to masochists for its demographic, it's already ahead of its time. It's a step above the curve. All right,
what?
People are gonna love it.
King's Game got a light. Okay, of course that got a live action. I'm not surprised it got a live action.
Definitely got a live action. I think I've actually seen that movie too. It's pretty dumb.
Let's see.
Honestly, this is one of those situations, though, Vincent. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
The live action was better than the anime adaptation.
That is actually really funny to say because the animation went out of its way and tried, but if the literal live action was able to do a full 360 and made it better,
Yep.
God damn it. Just please
The
no
live
live action of
action-
School Days. I refuse to
Mind
watch
you,
it.
it was the Japanese live action. I don't know if they've done a U.S.
No,
live
there
action.
better not be. I would quit. I'd just be like, no. I'd quit the internet.
Again, it would be like trying to make a Tokyo Tribe that's in the USA, where it doesn't work. Yeah, so I'm hoping that
I'm
they
waiting
get
for a fucking Danganronpa live action. No! It's
You know
literally
it is.
made
You've
to
already
be.
said it. You've already said it.
It's so,
It's
but
there.
it's so stupid. It's supposed to be that level of stupidity and humor and dark humor, and then they.
Well,
It's
it's
a
it's also the fact that it's set in a mind state, in a place where it has to be in a video game. It can't. It works sort of kind of as an anime, but it's set in a setting where if it's not in like a video game format, most of what goes on in it doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
And it won't make sense. And you can't adapt to that. There's what do you have?
God damn it. Okay, that's.
But they will. They absolutely will.
They will. Evil Dead exists, so it could work. Okay, but Evil Dead's good.
Their whole thing, right? Their TV show, their video game. I don't think they ever made like an animated Evil Dead, even though I feel like that's wasted potential there. That's the only thing they haven't done with that, is they haven't done an Evil Dead animated TV series or movie. One of the two. Like none.
Oh, Evil Dead. Yes, they did a movie.
Not animated.
Okay, fair. But they did at least put that. And
Yeah.
they are making
done
a game
movies.
of Evil Dead.
They're making another one.
Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to that one because it's actually a group co-op one.
They have comics, they have movies, they have TV series, they have games, and they've never once, not once, made anything animated.
Which
Think
I
about that.
feel like that could be a new step forward, but I just think there's not a director brave enough to at least take that step.
I don't see how. Most of the ones that made the movies, those things are kind of, they veer off course, and if you weren't on board for it, you are in for a horrible ride.
But that's the point. People were into it, and then they made it a cult classic. They got away with it. That's the thing. If you can get away with it, it's basically getting away with murder.
I think they could. I think they could do it. I feel like someone needs to tell anyone with like directing chops, or who's
Even
big
just a
into
company.
throwing their money around, just finance this because it might make
Throw
gold.
money. Oh my god, just the fucking company. If you go to Warner Brothers, because honestly, I'm gonna be real. The main people, basically the top heads that if you go to, Netflix, Disney, and Warner Brothers. Those
Take
are
it to the
the
Wachowskis. Gotta do it. Just take it to the Wachowskis.
Jesus Christ.
Look, they're riding off the coattails of the Matrix. Just take it to them. They need some more stuff. They're great at making this stuff. You're
James
right.
Cameron's Evil Dead, the animated version cap.
Oh. See, that requires James Cameron to know how to make anything animated, not.
Stop it! He's already dead.
I'm sorry. Look, I hold nothing against the guy, but
What about
Avatar was. It was an idea. It was another movie that was an idea.
It was a drug
Much
trip.
like Pacific Rim, there was a bunch of ideas on the board, and they put them across before they made something out of them.
Battle Angel Alta was James Cameron though. I mean,
Was it?
Apparently, that's what Frosty's saying.
Are you serious? Don't play with me. Don't play with my emotions here. Because I've heard of directors coming back from horrible movies. You know, there's been a lot of Steven Spielberg films that.
Frosty say he ain't. Apparently, he did. That he's swearing.
All right. I will
It's
call that
possible
his
for
win.
directors. A director can at least redeem themselves, apparently.
They can.
Hold up, let me check. All right, Frosty, do a fact check real quick.
'Cause
Also,
I-
oh god, after you.
I was just gonna say that if it's one of those things where he was like sitting there on the rafters and giving like certain forms of advice, and there was someone else behind the reins, that's different. But if it was just like his thing and it was like a whole, I made the Avatar movie and people didn't like it as much, but they'll love this movie type deal, where it's just like, I can still direct and you will see what I can do with a live action movie that has CGI kind of interfused into it. Because look,
Because if you can do it right, you can do it right.
yeah, maybe we'll call Avatar the test run, right? And again, for those of you who don't know, we're talking about the movie Avatar as opposed to Avatar: The Last Airbender. We're not talking about M. Night Shyamalan or his nonsense machine of whatever the hell he thought that TV show was supposed to be. We're just put that in a different box. We're talking about with the blue people that could be
with the
confused as
Smurfs.
Yes.
Yes.
But tree Smurfs. Wait.
Tree Smurfs and how they snooze using their hair.
Saying tree Smurfs doesn't work because the Smurfs lived in trees.
Shit. No, they lived in mushrooms.
Still next to trees. They
Son
lived
of
in
a
the
bitch.
forest.
But they are at least associated to fungi. Wait.
And they also were on the verge of being destroyed by
An old man with a cat. And that got a live action too!
It did. So again, we're not talking about the Smurfs or the Smurf live action or the Avatar: The Last Airbender. We're talking about the Avatar. Look,
Let's see.
I'm not sure if we can go in that route, but all I'm saying is it had a lot of promise. It was a short movie. It was a bad movie. That's it.
Wait, Frosty texted me. I gotta check the facts apparently through my phone.
Okay, show me the facts. Give me the car facts.
Let's see. So Frosty shows early in development, the famed filmmaker James Cameron actually expressed serious interest in Alta Battle Angels of Reality. Obviously, Cameron never spent any time in the director's chair for Alta, securing credit as producer and co-writer. Only here's the reason why. Ooh. So the real reason James Cameron didn't direct, but wait. So actually expressed serious interest in making it. Reality. Never spent any time in the director's chair for Alta, securing credit as a. Well, he did at least secure credit as a producer and co-writer. So he was associated.
He was associated. Okay, but that's all I'm saying, right? Like someone else put in that work and turned that movie that probably wasn't going to be good, because look, the show, not the show, but the manga itself and the anime adaptation of it, it was a short one. It was a very short. The manga was long, but the anime adaptation, it was short, sweet. Yeah. It had its own little story to tell, and then it was done. Trying to turn that into a 2.5 hour long movie.
Yeah, it was about. Let's see. Frosty says basically just major producer and co-written, but not directed. Well, it doesn't mean you're a liar. It's just technically he was working in a different position, so yeah, it's not necessarily.
He's still there. I don't know how much his like interactions.
Well, he was co-writing, so yeah, that technically actually helped out with the story. So, in terms of direction, we should thank him for co-writing it, because usually, It's not always one person sometimes. Also, back to the whole thing of if Persona, I'm not gonna lie, Aiden, you don't even need a label like Persona. The Shin Megami Tensei series, and if you stuck those different demons there, is the easiest fucking way to at least make a Shin Megami Tensei series. If you want to do it with people that have trauma and then stick that as a movie title for live action, sure.
But Vincent, there's always the potential that there will be another Dragon Ball Evolution, and we're just spinning the roulette of who gets that. Who's gonna get it?
I don't want it.
Somebody's gonna get it.
The closest thing we're gonna get is a super live. You know why? Because people are gonna at least skip the story, and then skip ahead to being like Giko is now like older man trying to protect his world, but then he got selfish. God, what if they actually made that a horror than anything else? Because if you think about the synopsis for Super, Goku was not a good person. He kind of caused issues within Super.
Yeah.
Piccolo was decent in live action. The actor was, because he knew what he was doing. You can at least have good acting. It's just you could still have a shit movie.
For Evolution?
Apparently.
He was the most serious about his role. And I think that translated into him being, obviously you can have a good actor in a horrible movie, of course. But like, as far as like, if the people in it take it seriously, half of that is the point. If you as the audience can see this character and realize that they believe wholeheartedly who they are, and they're just like way behind it, like the Last of Us type deal, where it's like when you hear those voice actors and you like see the delivery of those characters, you don't think for a second, all right, this person's just saying lines, reading them off of a script. They're living through that character. They're giving life to that character.
I was gonna say, see, that statement right there, giving life to it, it's what makes voice actors the most important thing, especially in animations. You have to at least be aware you're putting your soul into a character. You can hear another voice actor, you can hear the Japanese one, be like, okay, cool. But if you don't make it your own, you're just copying and pasting from someone else's work. It's not genuine. There's not genuine personality behind it. If you can feel like, if you understand what the character is and who they are, and if you just try to replicate what the actor was in previous, you're not being your own character. I mean, that is not your character.
And Dragon Ball Evolution, in its case, most of the actors were like that, where they were just, it's not so much their fault as it was their placement in that movie. A lot of them did not match at all what the characters were supposed to be.
Oh God, no.
Say for a few, in regards to the mention of Piccolo, where they just like, even though it wasn't the exact same kind of Piccolo,
they were going to change Piccolo's skin tone and everything.
Slug for whatever reason. I know they had the makeup guy for it, or gal. I don't. It's like, it's dumb. Why didn't you just make them look like what they look? Making them
because the director didn't want to at least follow Akira Toriyama's ideas. He literally, he wanted to make it his whole other thing. Oh, and also, yes, there is a Shin Megami Tensei 5. Main character is a character that looks like they are dressed up like a boy, but end up in a girl-like form, so they kind of gives off vibes. But yes, there is a Shin Megami Tensei Game 5. It is out now. Definitely check it out. It actually looks really cool. I started nerding out whenever it was announced. But anyways, back to the original point. Yes.
One second. I gotta get my mom some water really quick.
Yeah, of course. Tell your mom I said hi.
Yeah, absolutely.
But dude, yes. The character looks so adorable, and also there's like a meme where Mothman tells them to at least fuck off or something like that. It's so funny. Alright, so we at least have side pillow talk. Hello, chat. I hope you're having fun with at least the podcast. This will be uploaded on the YouTube side. And hopefully we will eventually get it to Spotify if you are having fun with it. Let's see, there is a Prince of Tennis live action. That one's an easy one because that one involves actual sports and follows by the rules of sports. Sports animes, I'm not surprised. But I Shield 21 though, not gonna lie, I would actually watch that shit. I would watch in a fucking heartbeat for the live action of that. That being said, when is the live action Yu-Gi-Oh happening? I need live action Kaiba and Pegasus. Maximilian Pegasus. Oh my god, that would be the funniest fucking thing. I'm not gonna lie. Yu-Gi Boy. I'm just waiting for them to at least get an overly serious character to at least fill in the slot, and I would just have the greatest ball. Pardon me for those that are at least watching on the Twitch side and or YouTube side, that I'm at least looking away real quick to check out what's going on my phone. And yeah. Hope everyone's doing well, having a fun time. If William Dafoe as Pegasus, get the fuck out of here. Damn. Get the fuck out of here. I would at least lose my shit. Oh my god. Also, if you for those that are watching the YouTube and Twitch side, these reaction PNGs in the bottom are made by the lovely friendo Raptor. Danny Vito as Grandpa.
Dear Vincent.
Yeah.
I need you to remind me of something.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna be changing my thing. I'm gonna get rid of that whole redeem of me drinking water, because I'm gonna be doing a thing, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be drinking gallons of water.
Why gallons?
Gallons.
Why though?
I'm gonna drink half a gallon in the beginning of the day, and the other half of a gallon at night. I'm gonna be drinking gallons of water.
Jesus Christ.
Because at this state of things, I'm not doing enough of it consistently enough for it to be healthy and harm myself in ways that I cannot disclose.
So basically, we're just needing you to actually get hydrated.
Yeah, with something that's not juice.
Okay, that's fair enough, but don't oversaturate with water, because water poisoning is a thing, my guy.
Yeah. The gallons are fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Are you sure? Because
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Buck.
My arm is charging at the moment, but
that's fine. This one is too, but I'm still gonna move it around. Anything to add with live action before we try to change the subject to the next one?
so I think just like in closing, for me at least, I think I'm interested to see where it goes a few years from now. Not in this current year or the next, but just like a few years from now. I'm curious to see if it will die out or if it will be reinforced and we'll have things that make you listen here, phone. Shut up. No, I don't want you to say hi to me. Anyway, I feel like I want to see if it has what it takes to just kind of like be its own genre and continue building in many other parts of the world alongside, Japan and Korea and the US, and actually be like a platform that many movies are off of.
I mean, fair enough. I feel like the only thing I'm going to add with that, really, is that I do generally believe that's going to be our storytellers from like TV shows and movies from here on out. That, honestly, that actually is going to mean a lot for those that are still starting out as like people that want to dream to be, comic book writers, mangaka writers, etc., etc. And that they'll get that opportunity instead of everyone that has to at least go through schooling and like script writing and direction, whatever the fuck. That they'll at least be given a chance and also get that profit versus, people that have to at least go to fucking something like LA or some trash and then waste their time just trying to at least do a part-time job. And it's not offensive, like no offense to those that actually try to at least work their ass off, but I mean more convenience for those that can still at least work, especially with COVID and all that stuff. And also, fun fact, a large human can drink 1 to 2 gallons a day, 1 gallon is usually pretty healthy for someone over 6 foot tall and over 180 pounds. Convenient for you, Sakura.
You said what?
Oh, it's a good thing for you to at least drink the gallon a day. Because yeah.
That's what I'm gonna be going for it. I'm gonna run out of water, but I'm gonna go for it as long as I have the water to do so, and we're just gonna see where that lands me.
With your water, you have a way.
I've never done it before because it's like, everybody gets on my case about it. But really though, getting me water is the hardest thing.
Because it has to be filtered and shit like that.
Yeah, so it's like it's costly. I can't just have my way with it, and I also have to use it for other things. So it's just like I try to save it and store it and find substitutions, and there are no substitutions for water.
That's where the hard part is, especially since you have to at least do filtered. Let's see. Just know that the first week will be pee hell. Getting used to it is annoying, and the first 2 days after that, your body adjusts. Okay, well, I mean that's fair enough.
Yeah, I'm going through with it. I'm gonna put it through just because at this point I have to see what that other side of things looks like, because right now. Go ahead. Yeah. Is it?
52 degrees.
Really?
Oh, it's 52 degrees.
It's actually somewhere around 80 degrees in this room. I don't know how that works out. Somehow I've went up and up to almost 90, and I'm sweating buckets. I turned my room into a personal sauna somehow. That's crazy.
It takes talent.
It's a true talent.
Let's see.
My
Sips,
quirk
not
is to me.
chugs. God damn it.
Look, I can't promise anything. When I'm drinking something, it's chug, not sips.
Open the damn window. Sakura sadly cannot open the window. He is very limited due to the fact his body doesn't like a lot of things. Yes,
and I don't have a window. I don't have a shield on my window, so any old thing can fly in, and usually they do all the time. In fact, prior to all of this, I was having an ongoing battle with flying insects that ventured into my room.
And you would always fight it, even whenever you're streaming, get over here.
Yeah. So I have a phobia. It's especially if I go forward doing things like this, where I have no vision outside of this virtual world. The horrible idea. It'll end in misery. I'll get jumped by a wasp that just kind of wandered in, hey, how's it going?
Oh God!
Man? You have to die now. I'm like, what?
You just hear the buzzing at the side of your headset. Oh shit!
Me dodging to the left, bobbing and weaving, a stinking wasp that's trying to kill me with its one stinger before it dies.
You have before you hear it, you hear the Dark Souls theme music, and then a little bar that says wasp on it. Oh God, that's probably gonna be our next subject, huh?
Probably, I would think. You know what? No, we will not give insects a platform here. We will not do it. We will not stand for this.
I will not be subjugated to the bug empire.
To any of you insects in chat, I know where you are. You stay the hell away from me. Stay away.
Stay away, don't come back. If you want to talk about bug phobia, I can tell you about why I'm not happy with bugs. That's fair enough.
You still can.
I mean, you can. We'll probably, since we're at the doorway of live actions and there's possible opportunities and a lot of failures about live actions, we are going to probably move to the next subject. But you are the chat is always open to these discussion subjects, etc., so on and so forth. Because we do not deny people the opportunity to talk.
Here in this newsroom, we do not sponsor J. Jonah Jameson.
But he just wants to see those sexy pictures of Spider-Man.
I
With
need
his
those
big
candid photos of Spider-Man.
I need to see that dumpy of Spider-Man. God, the meme of the fucking overly voluptuous Spider-Man ass. God.
I don't know. I feel like as we're here right now on the cusp of things, honestly, although live actions are in a spectrum where they're either horrible in a unfunny way or horrible in a way that people will remember them forever, and one thing that holds true is these video game companies and how they can get away with murder.
Yep.
Literal murder.
Yep. I'm
They
not gonna lie,
can
they can.
steal the souls of children, and we will bat not a single eye.
Yeah.
They'll take money from all ages in a sort of mugging kind of way, and we will just ignore it.
No,
and
we'll just nod and be
our
like, okay.
Hey, how much money do you need? All right, chief.
Yeah.
Continue. And it's not even like I'm not even talking about like the whole loot crate concept, because that thing is beaten like
That's a dead horse on its own.
Yeah, it's like people can talk about it, nothing's ever going to change. So there's not even a point to discuss it, because no one's ever going to get up and say, "Hey, enough's enough. No more of this in our games. No more of this in our only means of entertainment that doesn't make us think about how ungodly amount of money we're going to spend going forward in our
Hi there. Hi, Bigsby.
I'm gonna handle this. Hold on. I gotta
Hi,
punch my phone.
Bye, Bigsby.
Shut up, Bixby. Nobody asked you about anything.
Let's see. What was Frosty saying? So I was walking into a store. A moth flew at me. I tried to swipe it away from my head. It instead flew into my ear and burrowed. Oh no! I had to go into the ER to get it removed because the fun fact, it couldn't back up. It could only dig further and try to escape. It made my ear bleed. Oh, I'm so sorry. Those little buggy bastards, whatever, they love to dig. Ugh. Oh, the thought is gross.
I am so sorry that you had to experience that, though. That is horrible.
And also, to your original statement towards company, Sakura, you mean Nintendo business practice?
Yeah, I mean the act of openly, well, not even just Nintendo, because let me be clear, all right, not even before, alongside companies like EA and to a lesser extent Activision and all of the more Americanized gaming companies,
Yeah.
places like Capcom and Sega were making the spectrum that most companies now lie on, which is, we don't care what you have to say. You'll buy our products anyway, so you might as well just shut up and give us your money.
See, that's the percentage that survived versus the ones that tried that business practice. What was it? I think it was Atari, whenever Atari was still around.
So they tried.
They tried, and then they are now just a memory.
Thanks, Axel.
Did you get it memorized? God.
I feel like it's one of those things, and Square Enix falls in that category too. Don't even like sugarcoat them. They definitely fall into that category of just.
Oh no, I'm aware that like how they kind of just say fuck you and they want money. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
It's like there's no particular reason towards it, and we can talk about it, we can discuss it, but just putting it out there, if these companies go so far to say to the consumers, the reason that they have their companies to begin with, we don't care about what you think or your feelings on these particular things, or all of like what you've done to get us this far. And I just don't find, myself backing any of them. I will never say to you that I love a particular gaming company, because I don't want to ever put the trust in them just so that they can blindside me with whatever
yeah,
with whatever the hey by the way is followed by. And I don't want to see my hero live long enough to become the villain. You know, I don't want to see a future EA. I don't want to see a future Square Enix where they've gone so far and they're smelling their own wonderful perfumes that they just stop caring about making things that work, products that aren't half finished before they ship them out for whatever reason. And that's just like the state of things now. I think I despise companies nowadays, not because they're lucrative, but because we in this day and age continue to get unfinished products constantly. It's not like a
early
here or there
access.
thing. It's like everybody has jumped on this bandwagon of like, we don't have to fully make the game. We'll just release it as is, and then we'll fix it in post.
And that's
And
fucking
then,
annoying. That's
if it's
always so
not good, we'll
goddamn
just
annoying.
make it better in the sequel. No, you won't. You'll just
No, you
keep doing
won't.
the same thing.
And
You'll
make money
keep
off
doing
it.
it. And people will buy it. And that's, I think, most of my problem is one part with the company and another part with the consumer, because we will buy the broken thing, complain about the broken thing, and then proceed to buy the next broken thing.
Yep. Because people aren't
Hoping
worried
that it's gonna be a thing that works and is fixed. And I'll hear about all these people pre-ordering things and putting all their faith in things that they've been waiting for ages. The
KH3.
friggin' yep, we have to go on that route.
I have to at least open the floodgates of that one. KH3.
You'll be waiting eons, like the Half-Life 3 that never was, for games like Kingdom Hearts 3, and then when they finally come out, when they're released and they're processed and all that business has been put together, they aren't finished. You wonder to yourself what all those years of like them teasing it and showing the gameplay of it.
And hype. Oh god, whenever they hype it.
What was the point if you're not going to go ahead? Also, Arm, listen to me. All right, we got it. We got to sync up. We got to sync up. Come on, sync up with me. Sync up. All right, there we go. So, what is the point of doing all of that and trying to get across this merchandising if you're not going to do the simplest thing, which is and remains to be making the game finished before release and just having a fully fleshed out game with whatever idea you came up with, just putting it out there and leaving it as is because it's a finished product and you don't have to make an update. You don't have to go through all this nonsense of like, oh, on release it was there's like bugs and there's people floating out of nowhere and characters just kind of freeze and the game's just not optimized well.
Or just borks out, or
Yeah.
just whatever at least pops up in the bum known as early access games.
Things should be banged out before that game ever makes it out. And I don't care how long people have to wait. 12 years go by, that better be an amazing game, because if by the 12th year that game comes out and it's the smelliest piece of garbage I've ever seen in my life, I'm gonna look at you like, why did you spend all that time on this? Did you spend all that time? Was it one of those sort of like college exams where you're just like, all right, well, we got time. We got like years before this is released. And it cuts to like the ending year. And they're like, no, wait, did anybody get anything? Did anybody make anything before we release this? And they're like, no, we didn't. Ship it anyway. Send it out there. We'll make some edits. We'll make some updates. We'll pull a Cyberpunk.
We'll patch it. We'll at least make it up to you. We'll kiss your bum.
No, they'll never do that. They'll never do it. They'll never admit completely that they're at fault. They'll always make an excuse.
Oh yeah, all the time.
I don't understand it myself. But that's just from me. Like I'm sure everybody out there and you yourself have your own idea and opinion of it. But for me, I'm just like, we are in a day and age where we have the technology for you to not screw up like this. There's no reason for you to make these games like this. If it needs time, leave it in the oven. I don't understand what market you're trying to appeal to, but just let it bake to perfection. Because people already if it's good enough and you showed a little snippet of something they like and they love the theme, they love the genre, let them just marinate in it. Make
See,
something else.
here's
While
the
you're
issue
at
with that. Here's
Yeah.
the issue with that entirely. So, there's two different types of early access. There's the commonly known one in actual companies, I mean, publisher companies. That,
Mhm.
oh, here's what we want you to do. Oh, you submitted this to us? Cool, we'll give you this amount of time. Oh, you want a time extension? Fuck you. That's the
Yeah.
issue with it. Because companies themselves, the publishing company itself, only give you such a limited fucking time span. That there is a big fuck you to poor developers that are either drafted into that company
Mhm.
or at least forced upon. It's not even a given choice, especially if you want to at least make it. Because the thing that sucks in the gaming industry, if you are not able to adapt, you will either quit out of it to do something else or just perish. That's the thing
Yeah.
that sucks. You
They'll
will be forced to
You'll
at least
get
give
an
out
instance like BioWare where they kept getting that and they continued to get that until they just stopped making anything that was worthwhile.
because they couldn't at least keep up with it. If you're forced with something, you can't.
You get things like Anthem.
Oh,
You get things like Anthem
and
where
that
they
sucks.
couldn't even recover from that. Most games, it's like they'll recover. They'll pull what's that game? Was it New World or something like that?
Something like that.
Basically the game that everybody is now praising and it got all these awards now after being hot garbage on release.
God. No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky was horrible. It was not what they promised. It was a game that was rushed, and like you said, it may have been just one of those things where the publishers were like, "What are you doing? Why are you still wasting time? Why does this need so much time? You said you gave us like this go ahead that you were good to go, and you weren't actually. People weren't willing to die to get this game put out there, and so." You have nothing to show for it, but you still have to publish it, or we're just going to give that slot to someone else. And honestly, if they can come back from it, I can see other companies thinking, well, maybe we'll just do the same. Maybe we'll just make the publishing company happy. We'll make the game, we'll put it out there, people will hate it, and we'll just pull a No Man's Sky and it'll just be good again.
See, that's the issue. If the company will let it continue, and also the team that they put that project on as well. If that team is like, we tried our best, we don't want any more association to it, we're dropping.
Yeah.
That's also another factor into that. There's always some type of crappy factor into that, and it feels so bad.
That's the line between the Anthems and the No Man's Skies, where it's just like, one, maybe they could have brought it back somehow, some way, died. It fell apart, it crumbled to pieces. The other one kept going, and it became something.
Mm-hmm. It'll have multiplayer, we swear! And it eventually did. I don't know about the current. I have no opinion, because I did not want to take that risk. I was given the... no, so wasn't Cyberpunk a pile of hot shit?
Yeah.
It kind of still is, but at least it's getting slightly better.
It's at least functioning.
It's still
at this point.
possible to play, and also there's enough modders.
If you have a good graphics card.
If you have a good enough graphics card.
That's the disclaimer. If your graphics card is garbage, no, it's still a horrible game, and you probably should not ever purchase it.
I got so fucking bored with the story, and what's the funny thing about Keanu Reeves with that game? He only played the demo. He only played the demo of that game.
So he was lied to the same way all of us were. No wonder his character seemed so much more like he put all of his effort and person into his character. It was almost as if he expected a different game altogether.
Because he's an actor, and also, it's hard to disrespect Keanu Reeves. I haven't seen... that man's not really... you can't really talk too much shit. You can talk shit, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, he hasn't had... It's not like he's had a perfect career.
Yeah, no.
The man's had a whole lot of flops, just like every other actor. But very recently, he's stepped into the light as more of a better human being than actor, and I think that's translated into his movie
Yeah.
stardom, where
And
it's like
that's
now people care more about Keanu Reeves as opposed to just whatever Neo was. Every one of those surfer cop movies that he was in, and Bill and Ted,
yeah.
glorious Bill and Ted.
Yeah, let me see something real quick. Relating to Frosty's bug story, it was bad whenever the doc said, "Wow, this was the first for me. Most bugs just crawl in at night, but yours was in daylight and is still alive." And when we got it out, ugh, that's gross. Frosty also adds, "I stopped pre-ordering after the EA Star Wars Battlefront, which is fair enough. Adding on to that, early access at times is the same as submitting a corrupted Word document to the tech illiterate teacher so that you could get another 24 hours to quote-unquote rewrite it." And I'm like, you know what? That's fair. That's a fair put. Shining says, "Well, you see, one was a major company, and that company pulled the plug. The other was a smaller company that only had one title of any note, so they were able to make an easy decision to continue development," which that's also fair enough. That's also another issue with if you're part of a major or minor company, that if you're going to be given the okay to at least continue, and then that kind of leads to the backfire of situations if you're able to. And then there's the other percentage. There's the people that do these for passion wise, so kind of like developers that are in the indie side of things, that they have their own actual job and they're not really in the gaming company directly. Those are the people that at least try to at least put work into it. And then there's the other percentage that try to at least show something that can improvise and make money off of, and then hop off of it so fast, and then they make themselves incognito for years and then repeat the same shit. Just saying.
Talk about Valve like that. Anyway.
Wow. Frosty adds, "Keanu Reeves donates almost all of his money he makes in acting to charity. He limits himself to $200K in income, and rest gets donated because he lost either his sister or fiance. I can't recall." Oh,
that's what I mean, though, right? That's him as a person has become why people like what movies in or whatever the case may be, because he as a person has become someone that people enjoy. So
and
now that
because of his actions, he doesn't
so
make himself
now
selfish.
when you see movies like what the hell is it? What is it? What is the movie he's now renowned for?
The Matrix.
It skips the movie that people love him for, because it started with him being the boogeyman and they killed his dog.
Shit, I just had it on the top of my head.
Right.
John Wick.
John Wick.
Thank you, Frosty. Thank you, Frosty. Thank you, Aiden.
Thank you so much. John Wick. It's like, you could think to yourself, well, this is just because the movie was so good. Now, Keanu Reeves is in the limelight. But no, I feel like at that stage of his like acting career, he was already going towards all these like minor things that he was doing, and because of the movie, a spotlight was put on it. And so after seeing that, people were like, okay, yeah, no, we're 100% behind it, right? It's like the catch-22 of that with what's his friggin' name? I'm
just kidding. Not Harrison.
Oh, friggin' the guy who's in all those Call of Duty games, and he's a really good singer.
What?
He sung a lot of Frank Sinatra songs.
I have no fucking idea on that one. Kevin Spacey says.
Kevin Spacey.
Oh.
Kevin Spacey. Where it's the opposite in his regard, because things came out that there were allegations, and I don't know if they were proven or not. I didn't delve that deep, but basically it was regarding him and younger dudes.
No.
Yeah. Again, I recommend for anyone very much into it. I'm not going to touch too much on it. If you want to know, look it up as far as Kevin Spacey is concerned. But in his regard, the spotlight was shined on that, and people are like, we hate this guy now. It doesn't matter what he's in.
Kevin Spacey, underage, younger dudes. It's bad.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. And so, much like him and the whole issue with I think it was Josh Peck and things. Not Josh Peck. It was Drake Campbell. Drake Campbell and his
Oh
issues.
yeah.
It was just
Jesus
like
Christ.
you can make great forms of entertainment and media, but
Yes,
you as
piece
a
of
person,
shit.
if things come out, because they will, because you're put in a spotlight because of where the platform that you're on, it won't really matter as far as like the demographic is concerned, because people will hate your character and they won't continue watching anything that you're a part of, and there's no separation.
Oh god, you know what's also like that? All these fucking young kids that are jumping in to the VTuber community. That's the same shit you see nowadays there. There are people canceling each other, justifying dirt on each other. But it's also that there's people coming out being manipulating like younger kids, associated in romantic relationship with younger people of illegal age kind.
I mean, even before VTube, it was a whole YouTube thing, and it still is.
That's true. That's true. But it's always the entertain. It's why is it so weird that an entertainment sign in fucking general seem to at least have this. You basically make a magnet on yourself of you're either. There's the rare instance. There are a few people, and I'll at least defend that there are good people out there that are entertainers that do try to do the right thing. But holy shit, dude, there's still that other greater percentage that either purposely look for dirt on another person, try to destroy another person's career, or just all this disgusting shit.
Yeah, or they end up managing it all on their own, and it's just uncovered, and it's one of those things where it's like it falls in the category, of all these entertainers and such. You're either a saint or a sinner, and you're never in between. You're never just a person who, honestly, it's on a need to know basis, and the public doesn't need to know, but the public now knows. And as far as they're concerned, why are you even still here?
That's the thing that sucks. If you're an entertainer, there's literally this weird unwritten rule: is whatever that you want private, someone's gonna try to dig it up. No matter what.
And it will come to light.
Yeah, it will come to life. It's not a matter of if, only when. Oh, you had a terrible relationship a couple years back? There you go. Oh, you had a DUI or some shit like going on like that? It's going to be in there. It sucks. It very much sucks. Frosty says, Drake abused girlfriend and fled to Mexico, is making new music under a different name down there. What the fuck? I hope you're doing well, Lisa. It is, let's see, it is the power dynamic and abuse. It is more of, not that a lot of people do it, it is they are in the spotlight, and so larger spotlight is on the stories. Yes. And that's just, and that's the thing that sucks. Especially whenever I at least see this young community of people, that's why I always kind of compare it to the VTubing. That whenever you see shit like that, because I see so much on Twitter feeds of bullshit of people. Okay, first off, blaming a community. It's not really the community, it's more of just the people within a community. I'm just saying, and people that are trying to at least blame it on a quote-unquote community instead of the people within it. That's bullshit, and you know that. You're sorry, I have to at least say that much, because people at least always seems to point blame to a community than a person within it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that kind of revolves back to the original point of, it's just like the community builds up these plateaus, these towering platforms that a lot of these gaming companies stand on. And whenever they do wrong by them in a multitude of ways, after whatever so and so many years of them doing right, or whatever the case may be, they're now the epitome of evil. But,
oh god, it doesn't mean shit basically, and then you get thrown away, kind of like Vic Mignogna.
Yeah, Vic Mignogna.
Oh, Vic Mignogna. That
he was a person who, after so many years of nothing ever really besmirching his character, a false allegation led to the destruction of his entire career.
Which
And then
sucks.
after it was done, it was brought to light that none of that stuff happened.
It was all
just like,
bullshit. It was all
and he didn't
bullshit.
get his stuff back. He has to start over.
And
I
he's
don't know where he
on
is
still
right now.
a blacklist. That's the thing that sucks. There is a voice acting blacklist you can be on. Apparently, they made that very apparent. That sucks. Even whenever they proved that was bullshit, some people were uncomfortable because he's a very physical person in terms of like he's physically affectionate. He doesn't try to bad touch you, but he will try to at least be energetic, kind of like just a hyperactive kid. People at least pointed that out. And that's fine. It sucks because people recognize his voice. He is a good voice actor. I will stand by that. But it's just kind of like, if it sucks because there will be more people leaning on, oh, are they actually suspicious? That's pretty sus, my guy. It sucks because people are kind of sheep. Anyways. There's also the Mini Lad scandal and the Sky Does Minecraft allegations too. Oh god, we're not gonna dig too deep. We're not digging in that pit hole because there's also the horror stories, like the cryotic stories. We never talk about that. That shit was dirty. Ugh.
It's a very deep pit, and there are far too many people in it as it is. And again, it's from a state of entertainment and media where it's just like, again, I don't know if it would have made things worse if those things never came to light. I don't know if it would have made things better, but one way or another, it vastly changed the career paths of all those people involved.
Let's see.
Either for better or for worse.
Let's see. Frosty ads. That's why I fear ever becoming famous. I was an app geeking for role-playing. How cringe it will be if people discovered all of the RP I have done from high school. The cringe will destroy me. I'm going to be real. I will still always try to at least be an entertainer, no matter how much bullshit I've done previously, even at a younger age. Because I love doing this. This isn't going to stop me. Many that depresses me. Former big fan of it. Also, the creep show arts drama. But point is, there is a lot of drama as entertainers, especially if you start out young. You will do some stupid shit. I'm not gonna lie. It's just how you at least also take it and also move forward from it. A lot of people at least get destroyed by it.
Yeah.
It sucks because there was a streamer. There was a YouTuber that got attacked. Full on dogpiled by Keemstar. That man is not a good person whatsoever. That man is just out for content and money.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
He straight up destroyed a man to the point where poor guy that did a really good Junkrat impersonation got disowned by his mother, got fired from his job, got basically destroyed on YouTube, and even his wife was kind of just done with him. To the point where it led the man to at least be pushed over the edge. Especially people that try to feed off of drama, those are the kind of people I want to stay the fuck away from. I don't want people that are like wanting to represent drama alerts and shit like that. Don't get me wrong. If that's your career, that's your career, but stay away from me. I don't want that in my life for people that are out there to destroy people's lives. Because that's what people are doing.
It's the TMZ approach to everything, really. The Keemstar is I feel not a byproduct, because I can't say which came first, the chicken or the egg in that regard, but it's just like TMZ's been around, E's been around for ages and decades, and they've kind of held the staple on when and where to destroy a person's career for who knows how long. So that in that regard, at the top of the plateau of people, it's like from the very top of the sitting on the mile highs and doing these before things came to light, these great things, and then being toppled down because of them, like Bill Cosby and all that stuff that went on regarding his name and character. It's just like, as far as entertainment is in general, it's a tangled web of nonsense and it doesn't just stop there. It doesn't end at that venue. It goes to every other form that it can, every other genre. It's the movies, it's the games, it's the companies that endorse this, those who endorse it on a more downscaled level, and let these things go by, like certain companies, Riot or what have you, that let these problems arise until they were brought to light, and then got on the bandwagon of getting rid of them and making changes and all that stuff. And it'll continue. It's like an ongoing wave of things. People like that will come and go into the spotlight, and life, unfortunately, will go on regardless.
Yep, with or without them.
Yep.
It's how it be. It's how it's life. Hi, Vincent. Hello.
And I feel
It's
like
the
that mentality is something that on one side of things we need, but it's also the problem with these gaming companies. It's just like they know that more than anyone else, and they will use that to continue this stream. And I don't know how long it's going to last before we finally get a change for the better. But at this point in time, we're just going to keep getting garbage that has the potential to be something more than it. But as it comes out and as it stands, it's just going to be nothing worth the money that's put into it. And people are still going to make their pre-orders. People are still going to buy it on first release. People are still going to go out of their way to promote this funding. Anybody with a social media kind of outlet who's up there and who can get out a message is going to endorse these people, even if they are bad and they're, various things come to light that they're doing heinous things, because those people need money. And, a company's a company, and they could at any point say, well, really, I wasn't super with it, but, folks got to eat.
Folks gotta eat, birds gotta fly, people need a shit.
Yeah, and it's just like it's a very disruptive and destructive ecosystem that we live in, as far as just like these various themes. But those in particular are so integral now at this day and age where technology is like it's secondhand with living. If we don't have it, we're basically dead. Yep. Most people at this point.
Some people literally, because there's literally people that cannot be off of things like automated machines and such like that. Yeah. Shit like that is just
technology literally keeps them alive. So it's just like at this point in time, it's gone from just like, oh yeah, it's just white noise in the background, to things that you have to know whether you want to or not. You're not even given the choice anymore. You have to know them, at least to a small extent, or you're just kind of like stepped on and trampled by the oncoming tide that somehow made its way to you, even though you have done all that you can to stay away from it. It will come to you.
And that's that. Frosty states, the video game industry needs the same regulations a physical product has to have too. Like, if someone ships a broken product, they get in trouble. Versus games that can get patched later, but it can't be allowed to just because it isn't physical. I agree with that.
That has to happen, but until the legal action isn't taken towards, I don't even know, what were some of those legislations that were trying to get a sort of security sort of system placed down on games and just like that whole medium. There was someone out there trying to basically take away a sort of privacy act, and I think it had something to do with that. I don't know the specifics, so I can't speak on that. But it's
I would not be sure. I would have to look that shit up probably later or something associated that.
Yeah, because... but the more widely known one is the fact that whatchamacallit, it slipped my mind as I was about to say it. Where was I in my brain? Brain, come back to me. You know we've been through so much together. Come on, you can't do this to me. We've had so many good times as far as I can remember, but I can't remember it right now, so you just have to take my word for it. Come on.
Let's see.
Uh,
While you're trying to figure that out.
yeah.
Frosty states, No Man's Sky almost set legal precedent if they hadn't settled by making all future DLC free. I mean, that would make sense, especially with they promised a lot and then...
It came back to me.
Oh.
The only time anything as far as games were concerned got the limelight is what I mentioned before, and I somehow forgot it. The whole loot crate thing, and that someone finally took, I think the company VA, at least whatever branch that was, to court on this to finally dismiss it, and it didn't go through. They won the legal battle.
Where it was associated to at least loot crates and illegal gambling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And it didn't go through. They won the argument. They got exactly what they wanted, and it just became a roundabout thing. So I feel like many companies saw that, were like, hey, they're getting away with broken products. Or not broken products, but like the inflation of their loot boxes and whatnot. And, you know, if they can get away with that, then I can get away with making broken games, putting them out there, giving you an unfinished product, and then telling you later, well, it's fixed now. You know, that money that you put in, it was a down payment actually, so that we could get the game that you want out. But we didn't tell you that until it was out. You know, it's the weird stigma that we have, and it's like I really hope, if it's not something legal that happens, it's just something that I thought what was going to break that mold was when Cyberpunk 2077 came out, because it was like what it was on everybody's mouth. As far as just like this game, everybody loves it. Everybody saw the demo. Everybody wants this.
Everyone
this
hyped it. Keanu Reeves was face on that, and it's just like,
They were riding the hype of Keanu Reeves. They took all of the media that they possibly could and just kept pushing and pushing. It came out, and it was
garbage.
Disgusting. It was like the day Fallout 76 came to existence. It was a horrible, horrible, horrible mistake.
Buggy mess. And then whenever people that try to, they would point out the flaws, the bugs. Even some people, these had a bunch of glitches to the point where you could fucking skip on a road to the fastest point that you can outrun a fucking vehicle in game. That was the funniest fucking thing.
I'll never get over the one bug that I guess they finally got rid of, where you could ride a motorcycle naked doing the T-pose.
What?
That's beautiful. Yeah, no, you could naked T-pose, ride a motorcycle down the city streets, and it was, you know, just the most majestic thing.
Let's see. Frosty states 76 showed me that you can never pre-order Bethesda games.
Ever.
Fair. Like ever.
Don't do it.
Ever.
Never
you would
do
literally
it.
be giving them what they wanted.
Please don't ever do it. Like, if there's one thing that you take away from this, just never pre-order a Bethesda game. I know everybody's thinking about that weird bologna sandwich game. I don't know what it's called.
Bologna sandwich game? What the fuck are you talking about?
I only remember because that was in one of like the stupid screenshots. Their latest game, Bethesda's latest game, To the Stars or whatever the case may be. I forget the name of it, but it's some janky thing that they haven't really shown any gameplay. They haven't shown any artwork of it. They haven't shown anything for it.
There's Cold 6 as well.
That too, but they haven't shown anything for that aside from saying that the grandma of Skyrim is going to be in it. That's like the last thing we heard before they were just like nothing at all. You hear nothing, you see nothing until we're good with it, which I respect. Do that. Keep that. As long as when that Elder Scrolls 6 game comes out, it's amazing, and not what they tried to do with that fake Fallout California thing, which just ended up Fallout 76 once they were done with it, because it was like they were hyping up, I think at that time, it was a transition between Fallout New Vegas to Fallout 4, and people thought it was Fallout California. It turned out to be Fallout 4, and then they hyped it again because Fallout 76 was coming out, and they're like, okay, this is a new thing that's coming out, and
let me see if I can find.
It was bad.
See, the best, the one I have always recognized as a good video essay to at least listen on is from the creator Matt McMuscles and his video on what happened. He always went on these particular subjects, and one of them I really respected because it showed what the scale of Bethesda's fuck up is whenever he did his video essay over Fallout.
It's gonna bother me
76.
not knowing
Let
what
me
that
see.
horrible game is. I've played it so far out of my mind that I just something about the stars. If anybody knows in chat, please help my baby brain out. I don't know.
Oh, there's so many videos I'm looking. It's also a fucking two-parter. The Fallout 76. What happened?
I mean, when it comes to Fallout 76, you don't ask what happened. You only ask why did it happen.
Because
There's, it's horrible. It's the
I'll put the part 2 like to the
it's the
chat.
Todd Howard effect.
It's the
is what
Todd
it is.
Howard effect. Honestly, that is the best way you can put it.
It's the anniversary edition problem where it's just like
There you go.
they've re-released Skyrim 9 times now.
Wildstar, I think that's what was the name, says Frosty.
Wildstar.
Wildstar.
No, Wildstar is already a game that died. It was an MMO. That was an MMO that died horribly.
Let's see. They only showed a cutscene like thing. Says
Star
Aiden.
something, not Star Citizen. That's a game.
They better have a facial expressions. Wildstar. I think that was a name. Oh, and also if anyone wants to check out the video essay I was referring to for associated to the fiasco known as Fallout 76, please check out Matt McMuscles. He is a amazing content creator. He is he's really good with his video essays. I do
Vincent,
really recommend. What's up?
could you look up the latest Bethesda game that's coming out? I need to know what it's called. I just want to know so that I can continue to avoid
Like latest to be announced, or
Yeah, latest to be announced.
Stall for time then.
I mean, carrying on, I feel like we're going to keep getting Fallout 76s, and we're going to continue getting later installations of Skyrims. I'm not talking about just Bethesda in general. I'm just talking about in that
Area?
that work. Yeah, like games are still going to continue coming out, at least I think until maybe 2 years from now, when maybe they'll finally die out.
Okay,
Like
so I got a couple announcement-wise. There is so for Bethesda games coming out, there is Ghostwire Tokyo, there's Redfall, and then there's this might be the one you were referring to, Starfield.
Starfield is what it is. Friggin' Starfield. That's their game. The game that they've only hinted at, and much like Elder Scrolls 6, they have shown nothing, they say nothing, you know nothing. And I think that's because they know what they've done, and they're trying desperately to get you to both love their hot piece of garbage and not know how much of a hot piece of garbage it is this time. Trying to get you with that sneaky stuff, and I don't like it.
Use that sleight of hand. Thank you for your wallet, bitch, bud.
It's probably going to be hot garbage, but I'm just going to hold that in my heart until they prove me wrong.
See,
Right?
that's the issue, because Bethesda games kind of get away with the whole spiel of like having like a Dungeons and Dragons as kind of games in general.
Mm-hmm.
Your RPG mechanics, your all of that usually comes off like in a vibe of D&D, and a lot of people vibe on the D&D area.
But people only mess with their games for the mods.
That too. Well, I mean, okay,
Yep.
that's the people that are aware. The unaware babies.
They play their games, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I personally don't know why. Like if you've seen the difference in structure and just the characters, the scenery, all of it, you'd wonder who would ever play this game.
Like mobile Diablo, says Aiden.
Just a Blizzard division. I don't know what Blizzard and Activision call themselves now. I don't know what their marriage.
Don't worry.
Yeah, it's much like that mistake of a company combination put out where they're just like, if you don't got phones, really, Why are you even here? Why'd you come to BlizzCon? Honestly, don't you have one? Reach underneath your phone. Come on, get it. Grab that phone out. You know you have it.
Do it now. Oh my god.
You know you want Diablo on the phone. You want to play your Overwatch on the phone. You want to play all those games on the phone.
They already have League of Legends on the phone. You should play it and install it now.
Come on, like
we already have anime
chess.
chess.
Are the future.
TFT.
Phones are the future. Why are you gaming on anything else?
You know what's fucking stupid? You know why they're trying to go that area too?
What?
Because Japan and like a lot of Asian-esque areas,
Japan can get away with it.
Because gacha games.
Because pachinko. They can get away with it because usually what they do to just draw in their crowd, it's on a higher platform of technology that they can somewhat get away with it. Because you're blinded by the flashy pretty.
Yes.
They're really good at flashy pretty, and I think that's how they get away with it. Here in the US, we don't have flashy pretty, so you see the garbage, and you still play the garbage, and you still buy the garbage, knowing it's garbage.
See, is it weird to state that basically Japan has enough money to do exaggerated bullshit?
Yeah,
and
that's
they're
why I said
supposed to be the
Capcom and
ones
Sega don't care.
Yeah,
they don't care because they have the money and they have the flashiness and they have the community to where they're just like, they don't care, we don't care, we're getting their money one way or another.
But here's the thing that I find funny and ironic in itself, that they should be technically the one that are the masochists. But at the end of the day, the more American side of the fucking gaming company seems to be the greater percentage of masochists, which blows my fucking mind if you think about it in retrospect. Because there's a lot of people that are willing to like throw thousands of millions of dollars away for like special collector's editions. That is literally a small figurine.
Figurines, art books, songs. That's usually what kind of comes out now. Special skins that you'll quickly get rid of once you're, unjadified by what the game is produced.
Tori's gonna have my dick, but so Straw pre-ordered a fucking CD collection of Macross that was a special edition in Japan. And they spent money on that, and so it's gonna come in there, and I'm like, oh no, Straw is the prime example.
But see, it's in this regard, right? Yeah. It's the other hand, it's the other foot. Loving a company, or not company, but like a specific brand of something, and then just kind of like filling your space with it. It's only warranted if all the products that come from said genre, from that particular theme, that venue that you're coming from, are not only worth it, but also continue to endorse the idea in the theme that what you're giving to them is just loyalty for what they've produced for you.
That's
right. Like it's like saying it's a transaction means of saying thank you for what you've given to me.
Yep.
And I can understand that. I can get that. I can get behind that. I just can't get behind it. My personal gripe with it is when what you did, as opposed to that, was you just gave money to someone so that they could backhand you with like the steel gauntlet that they have, that they've been priming this entire time. They just smack you with it. And you're like, yeah, thanks. That was wonderful.
Can I have another?
Come on. You didn't hit hard enough, you coward. Hit me harder. Send me into depression.
Oh my god.
Send me into debt.
And the basic thought is whatever you spend your money on in terms of games, figurines, so on and so forth, they may have value now and they may have value later, as like in terms of financially, but outside of that, it's not really going to be useful down the line, especially if you have like a limited edition CD. That shit's going to get old and break anyways. Everything gets old and breaks eventually. But
which is why many of the things that we have now are digital, because it saves the space and the time, and it saves you the heartache of watching the thing that you bought tear away to pieces as time goes on. And
Yeah, like my
you
limited
know,
edition 3DS game. I can re-download on the 3DS store.
you gotta poke that bear. You gotta go away if you gotta poke that bear. You gotta poke that bear harder. Come on.
God, Nintendo's so fucking stupid. I'm just
Just
saying.
get it.
I'm gonna open the floodgates. We're just gonna. You know what? I'm just gonna change the title. I already changed it to early access games. I'm changing it to Nintendo. We're just going to it. I was waiting for at least Elden Ring, but nah, we're just gonna go and talk about Nintendo.
I mean, there's not much to say. It's we've already covered it. You know, it's one of those things where, like I said, we're just gonna continue to expect unfinished, unplayable games that barely register as games for
'Cause
the
they like
foreseeable
money.
future until something clicks different. It's like until the developers themselves decide that they don't want this anymore, you're gonna keep getting it,
I mean,
and you're
yeah.
either gonna like it or you're just gonna stop playing games and switch to something else more, beneficial to your mental health. There ain't
That's
much, but it's something. Maybe we'll all start going to movies more. But they're trying really hard to make theatrical things again, as opposed to hot, smelly garbage out in the movie theaters. So maybe
poor Sakura. They're not going to.
we'll all just be 6 feet apart, and we'll all be watching movies. It will be wonderful.
That, or you could technically rent out a movie place apparently, and
I
then you can just
mean,
like, oh,
I don't doubt it. I think it's for
uh,
probably the more wealthily inclined, but yeah.
yeah. Apparently Frosty says mobile Diablo is a crime punishable by death to what they did to their mainly PC audience. Also, in a
Yeah,
condensed
but see
society.
that death threat though will be taken very literally, and it will only create them as a martyr, and they'll continue forward.
This
They'll
is
just keep going.
they'll
If
keep
anything,
going.
you should just be like Diablo on the mobile, great, and then never talk about it again. Never even thinking about it again. And that mentality will spread like wildfire, I assure you, because we're all just kind of gerbils and hamsters, kind of like trying to grab at the next thing.
Mostly
And
drinking of the drugs known as games.
and by the time it's spread far and wide, people are like, "What? That was a thing?"
Oh, okay. I don't care.
Yeah, and
Let's.
they'll lose money over it,
Yep.
and you'll be a part of that, and they'll finally have to stop. They'll finally have to stop making those things.
Let's see. Also, in a condensed society with limited space, phone games are better value rather than a full PC setup or a console.
Yep. It's the problem that we have, and it's why the Steam Deck was created. It's
God damn it.
it's the gaming on the go. It's the less bang for your buck mentality that we have now. If you have a handheld game, 9 times out of 10, it's going to function poorly, but you won't have to spend
As much.
$5,000 on a gaming rig as far as PC is concerned, or $700 to $900 if you even find it at that price because of all the scalpers for an Xbox SSX3/2 or a PlayStation 5.
God, I hate fucking scalpers in like whatever you do. If you want a graphics card, scalpers already got a fuck ton of them.
Yep.
And then they fucking boost up the price and then look at you and spit in your eye being like, oh, now we're just gonna do data mining with it.
You want this? Well, that's really great for you, but as far as
Oh my
we're
God.
concerned, you have to spend at least $1,500 to pay for this thing that only costs $6 on a good day.
Yeah.
To get it, and that's just how it is. You just deal with that.
On Twitter,
But you
like,
think the company that made it's gonna do anything? We already bought
No.
it from them.
Yeah.
It's ours now. It's not
it's
even
ours
theirs.
nice. So fuck off.
If you
God.
think they can sue us, they can't. We bought it. We're just customers.
God, I still remember. I think we talked about it before, but I remember someone showed posted a Twitter video of
Mhm.
someone having a warehouse full of graphics cards,
Yeah.
just data mining, And it wasn't even one room. It was literally 2 rooms full of full sets of, like, I think the higher end graphics card just data mining. And I'm
It's
like,
a
what the
sad day
fuck
and
is
age.
this?
I really hope that iceberg finally melts and we can get all of our products that are on that shipping container far off along the sea, somewhere
Over the
beyond,
rainbow.
somewhere over the rainbow. And I'm just hoping
Man.
that a better means of transportation that isn't um, boat comes to be.
I
Maybe
mean,
someone makes a bullet train type pathing under the sea so that we can just get that and they just deliver that cargo that way. Because honestly, you can't do it by plane because planes get shot down in countries where they're not wanted. You
but we
can't do it
just
by
made our
boat.
plane cars, though, Sakura.
You
They
can't
just
do it.
implemented it.
Can't do it. You can't do it by boat because they'll get stopped by the climate change that's
Yeah.
constantly happening around the world. And you definitely can't send it by any other means because of all the stoppage and the blockades for different countries if you want to get in.
Yeah, Jesus. Especially with shit going on nowadays. I know people aren't going to like this part of the podcast, but with the politics side of things, shit's going to get worse. I'm not going to lie. It's going to affect gaming industries. It's going to affect all of us.
It already has.
It already has.
Whenever anything happens that is not a part of the gaming industry or any of the other forms of media like movies and things of that nature, when it finally gets to a point where it's super volatile, it's just going to come over here. It's not going to stay away because you don't want it to be here and it has no place here. It's going to come over here.
Just
How
because you turn your
propaganda works.
eye, just because you turn and like bat an eye away from it doesn't mean it's actually happening. Basically,
It's sad, but it's true.
yeah.
Either it'll come in the form of propaganda. I don't know if they'll still do that. It might. You never know. We live in a current state of things where they
See,
could bring back anything.
that shit's kind of hard nowadays, especially whenever we have social media and anything that can stream. Like the whole events going on in Ukraine, people
Mhm.
are streaming that shit off of TikTok of things. Like the events going on fucking like Ukraine, people are streaming that. And I'm like, and I hear that from Straw literally like almost, I mean, complain about that almost every day. And I'm like, that sucks. That sucks. It sucks, but it's true. We can't. But yeah.
It's just a thing that and no, undoubtedly, right? It'll find its way to trickle down into the things that it has no business in. Like because that country is in such a state of disarray, maybe another one will follow suit. Maybe problems will arise somewhere else, and you'll start hearing about how certain companies are like being shut down because they're
Yep.
being turned to some other factor and they're being disposed of to make way for something more beneficial to the current state of things in that country. And it it'll just tear down whatever you were expecting as far as like that new fancy game that was just released, that not released but like just talked about at some expo. Yeah, you're not getting that again. You're not getting that at all.
Don't worry, we have heroes. We have like there was apparently, I know this is the political side, but it's also kind of really fucking cool. There was this pilot. I forgot what was his title, but he was given a badass title that was going in and popping Russian missiles and shit like that. And people thought he died because his plane went down. Apparently new results came in and that motherfucker's still alive and he's switching to a different plane entirely to at least fight the Russians. And I was like, what? So we basically have a protagonist, an IRL protagonist, beating some ass on trying to protect some people in Ukraine. I just wanted to bring that one point up. And I'll leave that shit alone in our podcast. But I thought that was the coolest fucking thing. Where there is a man, a single fucking man, just out there doing cool ass tricks on a badass plane, shooting down these fucking rockets and all that stuff, and trying to help people out. That's the coolest thing to me whenever Straw fucking brought that shit up. And even I saw a video of this man literally doing, you would see only shit in anime. This man was literally dodging rockets. He was doing like a full fucking twist on avoiding like actual missiles behind him, and he pops off his flares and comes back around and pops the like people that were launching rockets. And I'm like, that's the coolest fucking thing I've seen.
Honestly, that sounds amazing.
Like, if I could find that old ass TikTok video, I would send that shit to you, because that's like, that is some Star Fox came in handy, pretty much.
Speaking of, talk about the other unsung heroes in Nintendo.
Oh god, go
Look,
ahead.
I'm not saying that when Bowser took over, things got a little weird, but they definitely took a turn for Nintendo after we had many of the higher energy, higher momentum people up there in Nintendo, just kind of like bouncing around ideas and making things that were fun for the moment, but obviously didn't get them the money that they wanted. You know, we'll always remember the Wii U, whatever it was trying to be, an upgrade to the Wii that never needed to be. We'll always remember it, right up until we got the Switch. There will always be places in our hearts for the 3DS, you know, and the Game Boys and Nintendo 64s. They'll be there. But right now, it really doesn't matter about those things. You want to know why? Because we have the Switch, and you can't go back. Unless you still have that console, you can't go back. Or a very legitimate copy of one of those games that you can emulate on your computer. The legitimate way, the legal way, so that everybody wins. That wonderful PSA was brought to you by me. A totally legitimate source for things of that nature. Look, if you want these games, you know, it's simple. Nintendo tells you it like this: you just gotta buy those $5,000 games that are now collectibles in someone's basement who's charging you an obscene amount of money on eBay,
That's
and
not under
then
ownership of them anyways.
and then just emulate them legally. Make sure you show the
Legally.
process and you load up that game and you say these words. This is a legitimate copy. It's all good. It's all uphill from there. Downhill. It's all downhill from there.
It's all
It's
downhill.
wonderful.
Like, you know, I'm just saying, fucking Nintendo and their stupid shit. I'm gonna say it openly. Fuck their stupid fucking practice. I'm saying it now.
Well, their policies are stupid to us, right?
Uh huh.
But it's from their perspective as a company, they're like, yeah, well, we're not going to make you a promise that we can't keep. We're not like most of these other companies that will definitely make you a promise that they'll never keep.
Yep.
We're not, you know, the Sonys or the Microsofts where we'll give you these platforms and then say, go fetch. Before that scalper gets it, you better go get it.
Come on, you can do it.
Come on. You got this. Come on. You got the money. Pull out your wallet. You got this. And it's just like, you know, honestly, I can see from their standpoint, I can see it. I don't appreciate it. I don't respect it. I kind of resent it, but I can see it. Right. And I hope that it doesn't work in the sense of them just being lazy. And actually, it increases the productivity and the end result as far as the product is concerned for the games that they're putting out there, and they're not like backing down on. I hope that we don't get any more Pokemon Arceus games. They finally kind of like double down on making things that are new and intricate and interesting, and they don't just keep rehashing the next Olympic game or the 15th installment of Luigi's Mansion.
Don't
I want
worry,
them.
we got the best version of Pokemon. Don't you want your Red Hot Chili Pepper dinosaur? Or your Weed Cat? Which is just a green fucking cat?
I
Or
can
even your Donald
only
Duck?
hope that they didn't just take Sword and Shield's assets and resources and then just put it into this new game. I can only hope and beg and plead But this is a new step for Pokemon. I that's all I can do is hope. Because why else did they say nay to putting in these old games that worked just fine, and to one extent or another, people enjoyed. I'm not saying to bring back all of them. Dear me, no, because most of them were, hot garbage in this day and age, good for their time. And even
Yeah.
then, in their time, maybe not so great. I'm talking about the ones that people have been begging them for, beating on the doors to Nintendo
Give us F-Zero!
office,
Make us
and
a news one!
just
F-Zero!
crying out for it. That small group of people that still want a new Star Fox game or the old Star Fox
Or at least a
games.
fucking Pokemon Stadium. I would have actually gently killed if they made a new installment of Pokemon Stadium. And they could have. Because even the
The best
Nintendo
you'll get
64.
Best you'll get is another Pokemon Rangers game.
Okay, I like the style of what they did with Pokemon Rangers, to be fair. Where your stupid little fucking Beyblade spins around a Pokemon.
Built like Breath of the Wild.
Shut the fuck up.
That you cannot tell me Pokemon Arceus, or whatever its official name is not just the idea and the mentality of a Pokemon Ranger game without the ability of being a Pokemon Ranger and built like Breath of the Wild.
I mean, outside of the stupid logic of you have to catch them all catch them all that are available, and then catch up exclusive content stuff from previous Pokemon games, I was fine with it. I was fine that it tried to do that. Genshin Impact did the fucking copy and paste of it, and people will at least fucking love that because that's also a gotcha.
See, what people love that. You said why they love it, though. Because it's a gotcha, and they can't stop giving their money over to it.
They'll always suck the teat of it.
It's one of those things where it's like, it doesn't matter what it could have been. They could have taken
A box.
the Doom approach, right? They could have made a game that was like a clone of Doom, and as long as it had gotcha in it, you better believe they were gonna buy it.
Okay, low key, I would actually buy a gotcha Doom game.
Exactly.
You would buy it too because it's stupid, but it's still cool.
It depends. It depends on how much of an arm and a leg they're asking me for, honestly. Because maybe, but that's what I mean. That is what I mean, though. Because it is a gotcha, that's how they got away with it. But Pokemon can't get away with it the same venue because, and only because, at least from my own perspective of what I've seen, it's kind of a boring game. Breath of the Wild worked because it wasn't about the open world experience. It was everything that they put into it, which was to my own opinion, a wonderful story, characters that I actually kind of liked, as previously I didn't care about them in the slightest, and then gameplay that worked, and to an extent, because some of it, it's like their whole durability thing was just stupid, and I'll always say it's stupid. Weapon durability or item durability in any game that isn't just a flat out survival game that puts itself out as just a flat out survival game is wasteful and stupid, and it has no business in a game that's about exploration and adventuring, because the micromanaging in your brain of these items that are integral to your survival and your adventure forward, especially when they're like unique, important like treasures from a bygone past that once they break, it's done. You're not getting them back. You say goodbye to them. Wave goodbye. Bye-bye, weapon. I'll see you next fall. Because they're not coming back. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. So it had its problems. It had its problems, but overall, as a game, it was pretty great.
It's still funny. I never get rid of the fact that Straw shuns it from their mind of playing it for how much they just detested the game itself. I can respect on how Breath of the Wild did things, but at the same time I always laugh at the thought of how much Straw I hated it all the way to the end.
Well, because it definitely has a bad taste in the mouth. My experience with it was wonderful only because, one, I did it very legally on a perfectly legal version of the game that I emulated.
You know what's funny? Shrug gave me their physical copy, and I'm so
Mhm.
sad because I don't have a Switch anymore.
Well, you could just legally get it on an emulator of the Switch.
God damn it, I gotta look for... Wait, do you still have yours?
Yeah, man.
Oh, fuck yeah. Can you send... Can you, like, zip it up and send it to me later?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
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 Wait, no, I don't. Vincent, I don't have the money for that, man. Gosh darn it! I just realized that I can't do that.
Oh.
You gotta come over here. Just drive over here, and I'll just hand it to you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll at least come over there and get it. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah. I'll give it to you. And just you let me know when you want to send it back, and then I'll drive over there to you.
God fucking damn it.
But I felt like they set up the groundwork right for people to use that whole open world thing again, because they're not the first people to do it.
Yeah, no,
They're
it's
not
not
the
a...
first people
It's
to
not the
take
first rodeo.
um almost every MMO tries that and flops and fails like a
Sucks.
fish. Looking
Yeah.
at you, Star Wars: The Old Republic. To any of you who are a
Oh.
fan of that game, hear me out. It's a hot piece of garbage except for the story. And I'll stand by that. And you can fight me wherever you like. But that game is the most disgusting thing as far as the gameplay, the environments, and the
People?
no, the people are fine. The people are
Okay.
actually kind of fine. The
That's not
issue is
fair.
where the movement base of the game, like getting from place to place. Those categories,
Suck.
evil.
Oh.
The fact that they make you pay monthly, or they made you pay monthly for it before they went to free to play, evil. The fact that you
How much
still
were they
have to basically,
charging for it back in the day, though?
it's like $15, I think.
What? That's
Yeah,
still
just
too
like a
much
basic
money.
one. I mean, it's what Square Enix currently does. Is like their base price for you to play for like a month is $15.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yep.
I forgot because I forgot that adventure in my brain.
It's one of those things where it's like, even though they say it's free to play now and people can jump in and play and whatnot, if you don't have a subscription and if you don't buy with real money their cartel coins, which is their currency for all of their loot and whatnot, you will not have a good time.
Fuck.
You will have a very bad time getting anywhere fast. So if you're not a patient person, and I mean like you could
very...
watch paint dry and be perfectly fine with going about the rest of your day,
Yeah.
you will be tearing your hair out trying to get from point A to point B in this game where most of the environment is segmented into like sections where you have to like load into them. Somehow those segments are the longest and the biggest pains in the overall cogwheel of that game, and it's just a headache. Like, I can't play that game for anything longer than maybe an hour before I feel a migraine coming on, and I have to stop. I had to stop playing it because it was just
Oh,
messing with
shit.
my brain. But the story, the reason why I kept playing it, even though it was bad for my health, is because the story, someone put their heart and soul into it. And I kid you not, that's the only way that game is still alive right now, is because someone put their foot down and was like, we don't care whatever else you do. This is going to be a Star Wars game with a Star Wars story, and it's not going to be like any of the garbage movies. It's going to be wonderful. And they made it wonderful. Star Wars, the Old Republic, and Knights of the Old Republic, which is the better version of this, which is because it's just a better version.
Yeah.
They have incredible stories. All of the games in that category, they have wonderful stories that you should watch someone else kind of just piecemeal it together for you so you can experience. Or if you're brave and bold, experience it yourself. But the story is the only good part of that game. It's the only good part of that MMO. It's what keeps it afloat, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Too
But
bad they're non-canon. Get out of here, Aiden. Most non-canon things at this point from the Star Wars universe is the funnest part.
It's the best part of it all because they have it as a backdrop to the past and it has nothing to do with whatever. Look, George Lucas doesn't even care about his material, all right? He's in the same boat as Harrison Ford. They don't care.
Listen,
They just made it.
he gets money just because Star Wars is with Disney.
He
Mickey Mouse
still
is
won't
over
give
here.
Yoda his own race. Like, come on.
That is fucked up. They will not even give it a particular race.
You made a race for you made a stupid like language and music to go with that language, but you can't make a race for Yoda. What the hell?
That they even at least have Baby Yoda, but then everyone refers to him as either the child or Baby Yoda, and it's like, this is fucked up.
You
Actually,
got the Ugnots and you got the Ooglus and you have everything underneath this.
but nothing for Yoda. This is fucked.
It doesn't make any sense.
They even had for like the stupid CGI animation for like what Star Wars Rebels. They had the fucking stupid Darth Maul return as like a cut up robot
Every
bottom bit.
droid in Star Wars has a name and design.
What?
Every last one. None of them go and they're just like the droid. Nope. They have a number, they have a designation, they have a specific use, they have a whole wiki's worth of what they do and why.
I call Yoda Green Goblin. Dated, please.
Look, that's canonical as far as I'm concerned because George Lucas is just like, nope, can't be bothered. Can't be bothered. I'm not even going to just like make a name generated name. They just can't be bothered.
Just fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are other species than in Yoda's fucking like in the books. There were other Yoda-based creatures like Yoda.
Yeah, there's even some in the SWTOR game.
And it was like, no,
One
fuck you.
voiced by the same voice actor that did Winnie the Pooh, and that was a personal triumph.
What?
Yeah,
that's fucking awesome. Actually,
it was the greatest thing ever. But it's just like there's that level of dedication to an otherwise terrible game, and then you swap over to many of the Nintendo games, and I'm still just sitting here like, how many times am I going to go to the Olympics with Mario and Sonic? How many times are you going to take me there? I don't want to go back. Look, I'll play soccer with them. I'll play golf and tennis with them. If you have me do it, I don't want to play golf with them, but I'll do most of those things. I'll even play your weird Wii Sport thing for the upteenth time, but I will not sit through another filthy stinking Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, Mario and Sonic Racing, the friggin' what the hell is it? What is it? Come here, brain. I know you were here for just a moment and you've been helping me out, but just one
also,
more
hi,
second.
Amaya, if you're still there. Hi.
Hello, Blink. Fudge. No. And what is the most iconic thing? Because they don't do Mario Party much anymore.
All-Star Racing?
The go-karts.
Yes.
Look, they're great. Let them rest. Please let them rest. Let all those things that I just said, just let them rest.
Sports
Please.
games. Don't forget the sports games like golf.
Well, the Wii Sport just kind of covers all of that. It's just all of that.
Oh God, the Switch is now doing Switch Sports and as well. Jesus.
That's what I'm referring to, is that they have Switch Sports now. They have the upteenth Mario go-kart racing. They have various forms of Mario Party. They have Mario and Sonic at the Olympics again because they never got tired of it.
The Mario Kart is just an expansion. It's not even like a new one. It's just an expansion from what they already fucking had for years now.
Better on my point of it needs to stop.
God. Actually, hey, Sakura. Unrelated to the Mario Kart thing. So, I looked up what's Yoda's fucking race called.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fucked that even George Lucas, that the fans gave it a name.
Okay, what did the fans give it?
It's, okay, I don't know how to properly pronounce it. It's like It's like TR, wait.
Send it to me.
Alright, I gotta...
I just want to see it. I probably won't be able to pronounce it either, but I just want to see it.
You'll probably do better than I will. I'm just gonna send the name. So this is what the fans called the Yoda species. Tritoliles?
Let me see.
Something. Sanity not included.
Tridactyls.
It's like fucking pterodactyl. Tridactyls.
Tridactyls.
Why? Wait, I'm gonna look up why the fuck is it called tridactyls, though. Because, you know, they're at least recognized as a human species. Like race. Okay, so... Species is one of the greatest mysteries of Star Wars. But just what we already know about the alien beings. First episode, The Mandalorian, ended with the unexpected introduction of a baby Yoda. The viewers are left reeling suddenly. The Mandalorian became essential viewing, with the infant's very existence radically altering the canon. The baby Yoda is apparently 50 years old, which means it was born 10 years before the events of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. What? It's been secreted away for decades, possibly in the care of the Imperial group, which suggests that it may have been hidden at Palpatine's command. The Mandalorian episode 2 revealed the good-natured toddler is a powerful Force user. The episode began with the baby attempting to heal the Mandalorian several times. It ultimately demonstrated its power whenever it levitated a rampaging beast.
You know what this means, right?
No, what?
It means that most of that fluff just translates to, so, yeah, we didn't really have a name for them, but after people really liked Baby Yoda, we created a name for him.
Yeah, and also, it kind of realizes that even if Baby Yoda's a fucking clone, it kind of just proves that literally the fans give more of a shit about Yoda than his actual creator.
I mean, they've done the same thing to Ahsoka, who I don't know where in the timeline her
She's just
identity
around.
resides.
She's not
She
even
just
a Jedi. She's
just kind of skips around. Apparently, you know, we'll start in one variation of her is a Jedi, or at least a Padawan, Force user, and then the other one's not, still a Force user, I think.
It's because she stopped being a Jedi.
One's a gray Jedi. I mean, they so many terminologies for what she became and what she is and what she then went on to be. If you go by that weird clone thing where they made the Star Killer for Force Unleashed, she was actually a Sith. Yep. So really, I don't even know
it's
anymore.
All sorts of fuck. Let's be realistic. Star Wars' idea of space monks with magic powers versus evil emo kids that can revive the dead and be undead. I gave up on it.
Look, it's just
and then
space priests, you know, it's just, you know, what are they? What the hell are they? It's the Pope, right? Versus True Blood. That's what it is.
Stop.
That's what Jedis and Sith are. It's just the Pope versus True Blood.
Oh my god. Grago, Luke, what am I supposed to call? You can call me Masters. Master Skywalker, Grogu. Last time I called one Master Skywalker, 30 kids had the vibe check did not pass. Stop. Fucking
Look,
you violated the law.
I just want to know why didn't they make this weird battle royale game that they were hinting out for the Switch for Star Wars?
It's like it was a thing. I think it's still a thing. It's just not a memorable fucking thing.
I want them to go ahead with it. You know why? Because it's something different. It's hopefully it's not just another Battlefront. I'm hoping.
Oh god, it gets a default dance.
It's just the Fortnite version of Star Wars.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. To be fair,
I'm hoping not.
Fortnite already got like a fuck ton of like fucking company titles. Like it got fucking Marvel. It got.
Like, it's taken. It's as bad as Disney at this point, where it's just like consuming everything, just putting it all in its collective, you know, mouths. Until it has everything.
It still had legal issues with its fucking dances that they weren't giving them like revenue to the original owners of those dances.
It's weird that you can own a dance.
It's still possible if you create it. Of course, you have rights to at least be like, "Hey, yo, you referenced that, and that's technically originally mine. I have the
Well, yeah,
rights
it's
to
just
that dance.
it's I'm all with it being totally valid. It's just a weird thing that like a series of body movements that's like we can claim ownership over so many things. Like if you made a specific brand of pencil, you own that. You know, if you have like this sharp piece of wood and you craft it in a way that it looks unique and only to you, and then someone else tries to craft that, they can't because you made that wood. Even though that wood came from a tree that made that wood that you're using.
Exactly.
You made that and you own that.
No,
you
it reminds
somehow-
me of the stupid shit from No Game No Life whenever people were accusing them of tracing point by point, and I
Mhm.
showed you the fucking references to them,
Yeah.
and they were the biggest fucking stretch, being
Mhm.
like, you can reference a pose, but they didn't copy and paste the poses.
Or the
No.
people.
Or the people.
They made their own people at least. Except for one
Yeah.
that I saw that was traced where it's just like that kind of
Okay, that one was okay. There was one, but outside of all of the other ones that
Yeah.
were in like the examples, none of them. A lot of them had different head angles. You can use a body position as a reference. You can technically do that. If I don't fucking know, what are people?
People are petty.
People are petty.
We
Especially
all sound
since
petty at heart. I'm petty.
Tom
I know
petty.
I'm petty. I go hard on that pettiness. I live by my pettiness. I endorse my pettiness. I am a petty person.
I go hard or I go home.
Yeah.
Well, I mostly go home.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna cry about it, and I'm gonna get talk bad about it. But if I don't live by it, then that's just a part of my character that I'm trying to ignore. And yeah, you shouldn't do that. Probably shouldn't do that. It's very unhealthy. You become a Griffith. Anyway, that's an entirely different discussion.
All right. Let's see. We're almost into the 10 minutes before it reaches our time limit for it. Podcast. Is there anything else we should talk about before we at least get ready to slowly close the curtains on this episode?
Well, outside of, I would say, the regular stuff, Nintendo, I think still breaching on it. I'm excited to see the new things that they're putting out and some of the old things that they didn't have to deal with, and they are, which is like their on and off again relationship with House of the Dead.
Okay, that one's
which
fair.
made its way into the Switch finally, even though it's only a second trailer, and I'm hoping. I just need to believe.
But they're gonna not fuck it up.
Yes. Please. You can't mess it up. It's
Yes,
an
you
on-rail
can.
shooter. It's an
It's
on-rail
possible.
shooter. It's an on-rail shooter. How do you mess it up? But
Pay to
they
win.
might. Ah.
Or gotcha.
Well, it's not. Listen, I don't have a phone, Vince. No, it's just...
Yeah, but they could still charge it. They have free games on the Switch actually that people can spend money on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have. Do they even have games
They have
that
the
have
Kirby
currency?
4-player multiplayer. Yeah.
You're right.
It was a free-to-play game. It got a sequel, but to at least there was that stupid stamina system like they would in the mobile games.
Mhm.
So you would have to at least pay to at least regenerate it unless you at least finish story-wise. The Nintendo Switch had it. Oh god, you know what's also funnier as well with one of the games coming out? That fucking Kirby game where Kirby can't fucking swallow a car, but he can swallow a fucking galaxy. I ask questions, but people
Well,
lean
you
into
see,
weird
I
lore
feel like
things.
for my own like way of seeing it, it's mainly because he's just grown lazy at this point. I think it's old man Kirby. That's what it is. It's like old man Logus, old man Kirby. He's so tired
Oh,
of
you
this.
hear this is the rough and gruff like
Look, it makes it so much better of a game at that point because it's like, you know, he just came off of the cusp of everything that happened to him, leading basically for the second time a Smash Brothers game because he was like one of the main characters to Smash Bros. Brawl.
He
Came back.
is the main character. What do you mean? They even brought it up in Ultimate. He's the main character.
He's the main character of Ultimate, but Brawl, it was like there was a bunch of different stories in there. But Mario and Kirby were like the main characters, mostly Kirby.
Yeah.
mostly Kirby.
Mario was
But-
just over here like, hi, I own Nintendo. Kirby's like,
Mario,
oh yeah.
Kirby just kind of like, you know, he became the favorite child of Nintendo. Mario was there, he's getting
Mostly
old.
Sakurai, he was the man that had full control.
So he just liked Kirby more. And
Yeah.
who could blame him, right? We all love Kirby in our own ways. Some of you love Kirby a little too much. Some of you have a problem. Some of you have a problem that needs
Stop
to be
drawing
fixed.
those overly sexy Kirby's. It's weird.
You just need to stop, please.
You
Please
need
stop.
to be stopped.
But in closing, it's like, you know, Kirby at this point in time, he's got his own game again. He's been going around the universe just kind of sucking up things, and you know, maybe he's just tired. Maybe he just can't suck like he used to.
Is this like a makes it sound like he has like a certain like he can't keep it up kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's warranted. I feel like if he can't, and that's the legitimate thing, it makes sense. He's been fighting this fight for what, like 20-something years, maybe?
It's more than that,
30,
actually.
40, 50. He's been at it.
He's been there for a while.
He's a bit of a relic.
He needs a break.
If he wants to halfway swallow a car, then he can halfway swallow a car.
Or a fan, or a cup. It makes no sense. Okay, some of these things that he's swallowing doesn't make sense proportion-wise, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to question it. Paper Mario and the origami shit kind of just was like, you know, I'm not even going to ask it anymore. I'm not even going to question it anymore.
It's like Nintendo was just like, we know what you think these characters are able to do. Like, we'll change it now. We'll change it right now.
We're changing the canon. Fuck you. You look at like you want to at least question our logic. Fuck you, we have money. Throws like a wad of cash in your face.
They did it all the time with the various sports that Mario and the gang got into. With the fact that, you know, like if you think about the tennis game, honestly, the real hero is Wario, not Wario, Waluigi.
Waluigi. He's the true pro tag of that story.
And as far as the soccer one that they had, I'm pretty sure it's Yoshi. Yep.
Oh, I thought it was Daisy. How much energy they...
Those kids. You mean Peach?
You mean not Peach?
You mean Peach with a different hair color?
Why you gotta do that, girl? So rough. They don't even put her in that much of relevance.
Peach in the yellow dress? I don't know what you
fucking God. Why you gotta do that girl dirty?
Because Nintendo said Daisy?
Who's that?
I don't know of any Daisy. At least for Mario and Luigi, they have like a structure difference. One is tall and lanky and one is short and stout. And when it comes to Daisy and Peach, you have to really spot the difference.
See, the closest thing they do as a difference is just personality. They make Daisy the hothead while Peach is just like, oh, I'm sweet and innocent, but I'll still kick your butt.
Oh.
It's like, that's not really much other than
and not pay child support. Peach is the person that doesn't pay the child support. She had so many of those Koopa children, she won't pay the child support. Bowser just keeps abducting.
Stop it, Crazy Mom! Oh my fucking god.
It's like, now I know why Bowser keeps abducting her, because she just won't pay the child
support. Fucking... Listen, there's not enough gold to pay all those, like, for all those children. And I don't mean the Koopa Troopers. Fucking so much, just so much shit. But let's see. So we got 5 minutes left, chat.
Maybe we just answer any questions on the topics that we have from the chat.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, so we're at least now starting an AMA section before the 5 minutes are up. Well, said 4 minutes. But ask us anything you want. What is your opinions on any of the subjects we've gone through? If you're at least curious on the reactives down in the bottom of either myself and Sakura, for those that are watching either the Twitch side and or the YouTube side, they are done by the lovely TacicturnRaptor. He is a homie, he is a friend. If you at least want to check out his...
He's amazing! Go buy his stuff!
his content. He will actually be streaming eventually, because he made it to the 50 goal of followers. So now he must honor streaming, so you will probably see some Raptor content.
The dude Raptor, upstanding gentleman.
Upstanding. Make some 10 out. Alright. You see the little plushies on the side? That was made by Raptor. You see the microphone that was made in the middle? Raptor. You see these reactive PNGs? Raptor.
You see these shoes? You can't see them because they're underneath the desk. Raptor.
Wait, okay, that one's not true, but...
You don't know. They don't know. They have no idea what's going on underneath his desk.
Sakura, stop moving your hand like that.
We've been having a very heated battle of footsies.
It's like a little paper ball. We're playing soccer under the table. We're playing football under the table.
You can't see it, but it's very heated. We have fought for at least 3 hours now. Man, are my feet tired. Anyways.
And also, let me at least reiterate, this will be a bi-weekly thing, so next Tuesday will be a normal mine and Sakura's stream where we at least bullshit and do something else.
Mm-hmm.
But then the week after that, look forward to another podcast episode. I do need to at least make sure to upload this onto my YouTube page. Wait, should I put this on YouTube or should I just make a new one for the Echoes in the Forest? Just so it has its own content slot.
Both.
Both?
Both.
Alright.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into at least the Spotify thing because I know Straw was talking about. I mean, that's a possible...
Dip into those things. Do it. Get as many venues as possible. Throw us on SoundCloud. I don't know. Do it.
SoundCloud. Oh god, that actually costs money because making enough gigabyte space for a podcast is money.
Look, as long as we get the people to endorse it, hey people, as long as you love this, just give those funds over, and you'll be getting it on SoundCloud and probably not Patreon. I'd never want to do that to them. Like, look, I'm gonna be real with you. All right, can't always make the content. Don't want you to start paying money. Then you're like, where's the content? And I have to strangle you and take your money and run away.
Thanks for the money, chump walks away.
Sorry, not the personnel kid. But yeah, no, I feel like other than the Patreon thing, I feel like, if you want this, right, and you want to hear it in more than just the free places, throw down that money and it'll be there.
Yeah, if you want this funded, there's also if you want to at least put some feedback on what like either my streams or at least the podcast, there's a Google Forms to at least file your opinion. Your opinion does in fact matter, and it helps this channel and even anything that's associated to this channel grow, actually.
Your opinion matters. Your constructive criticism matters. The only thing that doesn't matter is when you think that my hair looks like a bunch of Crayola, and I'll take that personally. I'll fight you here in the boxing ring. We'll do that.
And lastly, I think the only other thing I'm probably not going to do for at least the podcast wise, I'm not going to try to send y'all to at least someplace. Yeah, y'all can stay here, watch a bunch of the content. I have literally 157 videos. But for podcast-wise, I'm not going to at least go out of my way for to raid y'all while I'm in VR. I'm like, that shit's too much work.
Look, stick around, all right? You just click on some other videos. The whole bunch of crazy stuff featuring this gentleman over here is there, all right? Just do it. What are you waiting for?
But there's also the Sakura side. If you want to check out Sakura, he does have his own...
It's crazy. I can't find it. I don't know.
Oh yeah, there's that. There's.
What are you doing?
There's also that. If you want to check out Sakura, he has a Twitch. He has a Twitter. He has actually a YouTube as well. You should check out all that stuff.
Don't check out my YouTube yet. Listen, this is a warning. This is a warning to you. Whoever is listening right now. Don't do it. Don't do it yet. All right. I love you. I love you. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Like I said, twitch.tv/SakuraAfro, twitter.com/SakuraAfro. Mostly Sakura at least advertises whenever he goes live.
Yeah. It's mostly that I don't really do the Twitters because I feel like it's an unsafe environment for me. I don't feel safe on Twitter.
That's fair.
I don't really want to associate with anything and mess around and get caught up in somebody's BS drama bullcrap.
Tasty.
I will be here and there doing the Twitch streaming. I've been off for a little bit, kind of getting my bearings with life stuff, but it'll be coming back. You know, watch if you dare. I break things often, so if you want to see someone break things and vent about rage and fury, not in a game or anything, just general
Just general.
maintenance of my stream, come on down. I do stuff. But yeah, I'll be blipping in and out of time. You'll see me at some point, and then other times you won't. But you know, no matter what, I promise to make it at least more productivity than any current game being published.
Damn. God damn, you gotta do them like that. But stated facts. Anyway, like Earth Defense Force, defending all the Earth from the alien attack.
Look, if you want, it's been a while since I've been to the EDF, but those videos are still there and they will be going soon. I'm not saving any of them. I'm not making a highlight reel. So if you want to see the EDF before it's gone, you go there and you watch it. That's just how I'm rolling with things now. It'll be gone soon. So if you want to watch it before it is lost the ether of like stories of myself and Vincent or anyone else fighting the good fight against the alien menace, and it's not just deleted by said alien menace because they got tired of me hogging all their bandwidth, you go there and you watch it. Okay?
That and also old Sakura Twitch streams. There's still the highlighted shit there.
Gosh, that one time where a folded up piece of rice that was kind of like a triangle told me about life. That was deep.
Yeah.
I think it was about the art industry, and I was just sitting there like, man, I never expected this.
I don't think anyone expects a rice ball to at least make you question life.
It was a rice triangle. Thank you, Vincent.
All right, rice triangle, but anyways, that closes the doors for today's podcast. This will be uploaded, I think, tomorrow on YouTube. So, and then I'll at least work on a podcast exclusive YouTube channel for Echoes of the Forest. I hope everyone had fun with it, and we will see you all later.
That's where that banana went.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, well, this has been Vincent Hart and my co-host.
Yo, it once again is the artist formerly known as Purple Hair, maybe Afro, the third. And honestly, you know, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
All right, we'll catch you all next time. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.